Well, I guess while we on our downtime before we go Titan excursion, Boss here posted an interesting question about horror franchises, but the question I was gonna ask y'all was, do y'all have a favorite all-time horror movie?
Ooh, happy Spooktober. Hey, y'all.
Ooh. Favorite horror franchise of all time?
Not so much franchise, this movie. Just if it's just a singular movie. If it's just if it's just a movie. Mrs. Ladybug said House on Haunted Hill. The first one.
The original?
That's what Mrs. Ladybug just said.
From the black and white days?
Boss said from the black and white days.
With Vincent Price?
No.
Vincent Price.
No.
The one with Tay Diggs?
Not that far. The one with Tay Diggs? She said yes.
Okay.
Pyro, what were you about to say?
The original It.
Oh.
Okay.
That movie taught me never trust a damn clown ever in my life.
You know what?
I never have trusted them from jump.
You know what? Mrs. Ladybug, I don't even think she ever watched the original It, but she had that fear of clowns since like 2. Oh, she said actually the original It is one of the reasons why she don't like clowns.
I've never liked clowns. I'm old, and the original It wasn't out when my fear of clowns began.
Alright, so mine's only because I recently thought about it, and I'm gonna watch it again at some point. But The Frighteners, baby.
Oh, okay.
That's my shit. My boy Michael J. Fox, Peter Jackson, what?
Okay.
AJ Busey, what?
Alright.
Cheesy, what? And yes, I did. And then actually recently, I just watched The Exorcist for the first time.
For the first time?
Oh.
I never had the opportunity to really just watch it. Because I've always seen, because you know, if you watch a lot of TV, there's always references and everything. And I've always seen scenes and everything. I just never seen the movie in totality until recently. And yeah, I can see why that freaks people out.
Oh yeah. While
I mean, especially if you had a sweet little girl and the things that was coming out of her mouth.
Oh man.
And then I ain't talking about the throw up.
No.
Or the crucifix scene.
But I will say, oh my God, the crucifix scene. But no, I'm saying this right now. If I was old buddy or the priest, and the moment she threw up in my face, fuck this little girl. Like,
we just got to talk about the turd situation. I don't take my job that seriously. I can't.
No, look. If that was me, and that was somehow I was the priest, it would have been straight James Wood situation. You know what, bitch? Like, just pull out the gun and shoot her in the face. Like, that's it. That's it. Scary Movie 2. That would have been the end of her. Like,
I would have came down. Your daughter gone.
Right.
Like she's gone.
Like what happened to her? Satan took her.
Like she gone. Like sorry.
Shit. More rocks. Hey, anybody got rocks on them?
Sorry. Zerk, did you say your favorite horror movie?
I can't say I have an absolute favorite horror movie.
Okay.
You know, like something like you just pinpoint and just honestly say, hey, you know, like one of my favorite ones, like I can always watch it. I can't say in honesty I have one that's a favorite. There are several that I like. I can't say that something is like a favorite.
And that's the same thing with me. Like I can narrow the list down to like a
5.
few, like to
I can name a top 5. Definitely.
Yeah, but like it would like for me it would be like 84's The Thing, Alien the original, the first one, Evil Dead 2.
My bad, that was a vacuum going on. That's that noise you heard.
Oh, I didn't. I thought maybe that my chip had gone awry.
No, that was me. You know what? The Thing would be in my top 5.
Most definitely. Yeah.
Because that movie, because I remember when Boss showed me that movie for the first time, I was on like, who is it?
No, you were serious.
Right?
Damn.
I remember us watching it. Like, that boy was on the edge. Like, who is, like, you, he was like, you tell
And
me
you know
who
what?
it is. I'm like, nah.
I love that one so much that I didn't even try to go watch the remake or a sequel or whatever they called it.
Oh,
I didn't even try to watch that one. A prequel. I didn't even try to watch that one.
It was good though. The prequel
It was
good.
it was
well,
alright,
okay.
but like compared to the '84, it's not as good, but it's decent.
Well,
it's decent enough.
Here's the thing though. I don't think that's a fair comparison because in '84 or maybe like '86 when I first saw it, I had nothing to compare it to. But now, I mean, by the time the prequel comes out, it's like you have so much shit in your head. It's like, well, yeah. I mean, but I like the impending doom feeling, like the wave, you know. And I think the prequel did pretty good on that. You know, where you're like, you feel like you are isolated and you are trapped. And I think it did a good job of that.
And what also made me think of this too, which might be the next question, I was listening to a podcast, which shout out to the New Day again, and a fan asked them a question, which movie scared y'all the most? One member said The Exorcist, one member said Chucky, because he said he saw Chucky when he was like 6, so the doll just freaked him out, and he didn't know that the doll was real.
Oh, yeah.
So when he went to his cousin's house, and his cousin had the doll, he freaked out.
Yeah,
it was like that.
I had one.
It was like that.
I think I told y'all that story.
and then the third member said Freddy Krueger, and he was like Freddy Krueger because he gets you in your sleep. So he was like you have to sleep at some point, and he was like that was always scary that he got you in your sleep. So which movie monster or which movie freaked y'all out the most?
Okay, look here. And this one here, I have to give 2 answers.
Okay.
You know, now both of these they freaked me out when I was a kid, and one of these still kind of bothers me even today if I want to look at it. So, first one, Rawhead Rex.
What?
Because I mean, it's just your typical. Do you say what as you never heard of it before, boss?
I've never heard of it.
Me neither.
You've never seen Rawhead Rex?
I've never heard of this.
Oh wow!
So here's the deal. I'll start with Rawhead. So I saw it when I was a young child. It is just a typical monster on the loose movie. That's all it is.
Okay.
But the makeup job is the problem. They did a heck of a job on the actor that wore the suit, whatever you want to call it. And the creature is always freaking roaring, and then it's humanoid in nature, so it walks upright. Walks upright, it has hands, and they always got the camera in his face. So you really get a good look at this thing. And it's pretty goddamn violent. It's actually based off of a Clive Barker short story of the same name.
Yeah.
And the short story, I don't even know when I found out it was a short story. I actually skimmed parts of it a few years ago, and the short story is better than the movie. And I guess if you're more of a literary person, maybe the short story can be scarier, because in the movie they gave the creature more of a supernatural aura to it, you know. But in Clive Barker's original story, there wasn't anything supernatural about this monster. It was natural, like it belonged in the world. It was actually in that particular area before humans, and saw humans as a threat. So I guess you could see that as scarier when you realize there's nothing magic about it. It actually belongs there. And it's also sentient. That's another thing.
I'm looking at a picture of it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now, like I say, now Now, another picture you may find by looking it up, there was a comic of this, a graphic novel. So I think the graphic novel, probably as far as like how he was drawn, did more justice, because with the movie version of it, it's just some hulking mohawk creature. But Clive, the joke was that the monster was supposed to be like a penis. That was like the joke, but there was a reason for that. So if you look up the Rawhead Rex graphic novel, you'll see what I mean. They did a better job. So it wasn't in the graphic novel. It wasn't just a giant dingling walking around. It was a 9-foot tall humanoid creature. The thing about it was his head. He's called Rawhead because his head is raw like meat, but that's supposed to be a tongue-in-cheek joke to represent the head of a penis. And he has like just a row of teeth. And the creature, why Clive did that, I don't think it was his words, it was a literary analysis that I read. The monster represents male rage. So, and the only thing he's afraid of, like in the movie, is just some rock, and I think the rock was like represents some old pre-Christian goddess. And in the movie, it had magic properties, and he's afraid. The creature's afraid of it. In the book, I don't remember if it had magic qualities, but what the rock is just a old pagan goddess, but she represents fertility, so it's a female, and her womb is exposed. Her vagina.
That's kind of like in the movie. The belly was round and I think kind of red, if I recall.
No, okay. I think in the movie, I think they did have it look kind of like a statue in a way. I can't quite remember. But the thing about it is that he's afraid of it. And in the book, because another thing too in the book, he writes down what the creature is thinking. It doesn't talk, but he's writing what it feels and what it's thinking. And it is afraid of that thing because the creature refers to it as that thing, at least in his thoughts. In his thoughts. Because that's an antithesis of him. If he's pent up male rage, the opposite of him is female fertility. Because if you think about it, what is one thing that will put a man in check? The idea of having sex. Like all joking aside, real talk. That's one thing that will calm a man down. Even just the idea he's going, after sex, calm.
Yeah.
So, I kind of get it. But that's that one. But even to this day, just the movie, because the makeup job and it's always freaking roaring and crap, it's just kind of tripped out. The second movie, I was in the 4th grade when I saw this, and yeah, it creeped me out. I was scared to go to bed that night. I was just scared laying in the bed, and that was Death by Temptation.
Never heard that either.
You need to look that up. Y'all, boss, have you heard of it?
No.
Pyro?
No.
All right. You guys need to look that movie up.
Is it Death by Temptation?
Yeah, DEF. It stars Kadeem Hardison. Bill Nunn is in it. It was made in like the 90s, so a different world was still going on. So it was kind of odd seeing Dwayne Wayne die.
Oh.
But the movie is...
I feel sorry for them.
Yeah, but the movie is creepy. It is it's dealing with this female. She's a demon, but it's looking creepy as when I saw it as a kid. Seeing it as a grown man, it's a great horror movie, especially given that it doesn't look like the budget was very high, but it's not cheap. Like it wasn't some. Let's put it to you this way: Trauma Team put the movie out. That's the company that did all those stupid B movies like Toxic Avenger.
Yeah.
They put this movie out, and this movie is not a B movie in any way, shape, form, or fashion. Nothing about this movie is corny. It's a very serious horror movie. And if you really pay attention to it, like watching it as an adult, there are things you'll catch on to like a lot of themes in it. But yeah, these those are two that freaking got me when I was a kid. Maybe as a grown man, one that can probably maybe be difficult to look at would be The Exorcism of Emily Rose.
Why?
Maybe not watch it by myself. That movie's creepy.
You're crazy. You are crazy.
That goddamn movie's creepy.
I'm gonna tell y'all one monster that never affected me, and that was going back to Chucky, because it was like, how are so many people dying by this dog? If you don't kick that little fucker somewhere, like y'all kick that little thing somewhere.
He does have like that. Like he's got that type of strength. I mean, come on, it's a little too far fetched.
And you know the thing is with me.
Hey, Miss Ladybug.
Hey, Mrs. Ladybug. And you know, what you saying? And you know, Chucky would have freaked me out more if he could like body jump to other things, to other like inanimate objects or something. But the fact that he was just that doll, and it was like, man, you don't kick that little fucker across the room somewhere.
And here's the thing, I feel the same way about Chucky. Like, though I was entertained by the 3 Child's Play movies and even the ones after the originals, with The Bride of Chucky and all those, they're entertaining. But that remake was...
I never saw the remake.
Oh, man. Like, me, Aranya, and I think Zerk was there. We all saw it in the theater.
Was
there. Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, it was pretty damn good. Like, he was much more of a threat. He was a more threatening presence.
Okay, well, I might watch it then.
You should, because it gives a different spin on why he is how he is. It's not just some
murderer who was killed. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
And it's relevant to our current time period.
Yeah.
Mrs. Ladybug said the worst horror movie, the horror movie that the scariest to her was The Birds.
Okay.
She don't like birds. She don't like birds at all. Yeah, she don't like birds at all. So of course, she said once they realized they control the air, we're fucked.
And I would say the one that freaked me out the most is because I wasn't really too scared of horror movies because I started very early, but probably Jaws. Like mainly because like I like to swim and like just
I was like, you like the water.
Yeah, I like the water.
Yeah,
I like to swim.
I like the water
so
too.
if I go in the beach and then it pops in your head and then you can't see below the surface, especially where we live. So
now, mine is not necessarily a horror movie, but when my brother and I saw this with our mom, we were freaked out for like a good week. Then that was that damn Hannibal.
Wait a minute. So the sequel to Silence of the Lambs, not like Hannibal,
remember,
not Silence of the Lambs.
He was free. He was free in Hannibal.
Yeah, he was free, and with Gary Oldman in the wheelchair.
Yeah.
And shit. Okay.
That shit fucked with our mental. Look, real talk. We was up to like 4 a.m. every night, making sure nobody break in. Dude, that shit psychologically fucked us up. Hannibal fucked us up. And I'm gonna tell you when it got my brother. Remember when they were showing the CCTV footage and that nurse walked up on him and he just bit on the neck?
Yeah.
My brother was done after that. They're like, nope, movie over for him.
And here's the thing. My family, I have stories about my family being freaked out more by horror movies than I ever could have been. Like, for instance, my dad, Mr. Joe.
Uh-oh.
There is a story of him in a party setting, watching a horror movie with my mother and like a bunch of friends and all this at night, and him being so freaked out about it, he left the whole party, my mother there included.
Oh shit.
Didn't come back for a while, and to this day has yet to watch another horror movie in that genre.
You know what movie it was?
Oh, I do. And I'm sure like some of y'all have heard of it or even seen it. Salem's Lot.
I know about Salem's Lot. I never seen the original, but you know what? There is a part I think creeped one of my uncles out. I think it's one with the little boy is floating outside of the window, tapping on the window, talking about "Let me in."
Let me in. Yep.
That's Stephen King right there.
Yeah. Another one for my little sister, the middle child.
Okay.
And so the one without the baby. So back in the PlayStation 1 era and early PS2 era, this was no, this is PS1 era. So this was in the middle of Dino Crisis and a bunch of other budding franchises and blockbusters. She had just seen Jurassic Park for the first time. Messed her up. And so she come in my room bothering me one night. I'm playing the first Dino Crisis. Horrifying survival horror game where you trying to survive on an island with rampant dinosaurs trying to kill you.
That needs a remake, Capcom.
Exactly.
If y'all listening.
Fast. Just so she in there watching me. She's scared. Like I'm telling her, you don't need to watch this. So like she like, no, I'm watching. And so she just shivered, screaming. Every time a raptor jumps up or comes down the hallway, she's screaming. So I make it to a safe room, and I'm like, I need a drink. And so she following behind me. We walk into the living room. This is years ago. I don't even think I was a teenager at this point. And so we had to cross this living room, and the curtains in our living room where the back door slide is moving.
Oh no.
She like, what is that? What is that? All of a sudden, our Chihuahua, Carlos, comes from out behind the curtains and just stares at her, and she screams as soon as he comes out. She screams and hits the floor.
Oh no.
I'm standing there looking at the dog and her, and like, what's wrong? She said she thought it was a raptor. A whole 8 inches of this Chihuahua.
An extinct dinosaur. That's what she thought that was.
She thought it was an extinct dinosaur hiding behind our curtain in our living room.
Aranya, what's your choice?
Well, y'all kind of skipped us, me and Pyro. I just wanted to point that out. Of the movies we liked and...
Oh, my bad. Okay, go back to the movies y'all like. My bad. My bad.
The Thing is in my top 5. And, of course, Evil Dead.
Okay.
The original Halloween.
Okay.
Yes.
The original Nightmare on Elm Street. Hold on. My brain just went blank. I got medicine here, y'all. I had it together, and then I was listening to the story about the raptor, and I forgot. Oh, Prince of Darkness.
Okay.
Yep, those are my top 5 favorite horror films that I can watch at any given moment. And to the YouTube, y'all know who y'all are. I forced you to watch Prince of Darkness because I feel that everybody is great, and that way you know where that's from. I forced them to watch the Scooter because I feel Prince of Darkness was slept on. I feel that is a great John Carpenter film.
And watch this movie then.
You made Pyro watch it?
I made you watch it.
Wait. I saw that as a kid.
We sat in my living room and watched it too.
Yeah, but I don't have any issues watching it. It wasn't my first time. I was already familiar with Prince of Darkness.
Well, guess who else wasn't?
I mean, I'm not.
Me?
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. So, at least with Scooter, because I have the movie on Blu-ray, so.
Okay.
Yeah,
next time we get together, you're gonna have to watch it.
Yeah, it's pretty good. And I think most people know this about me. I started watching movies at around 2. So, horror movies, nothing but really. So I was never really scared of horror films. However, whenever somebody asked me if a movie like freaked me out or whatever, I only had one nightmare about one movie. And that was movie? Yeah.
Oh.
And it was just, the nightmare was quite simple. It wasn't anything crazy. It was that I was in my bed sleep, and the dude who had his brains gone in Pet Cemetery was laying in my bed with me, and he was talking to me. And it freaked me out, and I was like, oh my God. And I told my mom, I was like, I had a nightmare. I was like, I'm going to get into bed with you. And she was like, you had a nightmare? Because it doesn't matter. I watched a million horror films. I never had nightmares. I was fine. And she was like, oh my goodness. And so I slept in the bed with her.
You got a nightmare, like.
Yeah, because I wasn't that kid. I was never a scary kid. So I enjoyed all the horror, all the gore, all the entrails. I didn't cover my face. I was never that kid. So stuff didn't really freak me out. So if something actually freaked me out, which my mom, she is so scary. She does not like horror movies. She does not get with them. She's like, oh no. My grandmother and I used to watch them all the time, and we turn them up real loud and be like, yeah. You know, and my mom would go in her room and close the door because she does not like horror movies. She's just not that person.
I like how it skipped a generation.
Yeah. And
like
it's funny
you
because
and your grandma could do it.
yeah, and apparently my great grandmother likes horror films, and my uncle, my mom is just out. She's
interesting.
Yeah, she was never into horror films, so. But I watched them with my granny though, and I didn't miss anything. She watched it, I watched it. I crawled up in the middle of her bed, like, let's watch it. And I wasn't scary at all. I just never been a scary. I just love horror films. I think I may be an adrenaline junkie.
Pyro, what you got?
What you got for your top horror movies?
Well, number one, I don't really watch horror movies, so this is going to be a really short list. I kind of watch the standards, Halloween, a couple Friday the 13th, Halloween or two, the Nightmare on Elm Street 1 and 2, I think. But the one that had the impact, none of those scared me. Horror movies don't scare me. That's not the reason why I don't watch them. Ryan, you know it's a freak. But there's very few movies that actually had an impact on me. One of the biggest ones was Big. I saw it as a I was just like, no. I don't like clowns anyway, and I'm done. I'm done with clowns. The way that actor portrayed and did it was great.
And creepy.
But believably creepy, not over the top, not anything, but you know, it's just like, so sort of like Heath Ledger was the Joker in Batman. He also had, I was like, damn, this is one of the best Jokers I've ever seen, because he was realistically creepy, you know what I'm saying? Not over the top campy or anything. He really got into it.
Yeah, you didn't know what he was gonna do next. Like it was like,
he really did.
It was like, what is he gonna do?
And the Silence of the Lambs.
I'm telling you, Hannibal. I'm telling you. Like, I know Wild Bill was scary too, but Hannibal Lecter, man, Anthony Hopkins.
Hannibal was what freaked me out because
Anthony
I could
Hopkins
see
was
people
just
being that way. He was so calculated, so just, hey, you know, do this for the shock factor or whatever. He's enjoying every little aspect of it, and he's doing a lot of it because he knows it's those acts that gross people out, that gives him that fear, that gives him that control, and that's what he likes. And I'm just like, dude, I had to go look him up. After I watched that movie, I hit the web to try to figure out if that was a real live character or not. That was, no, I mean, and I never watched the next movie because I was.
And then too, not only that, but then watching Hannibal and what he did to Ray Liotta was like, yo. Like, he had man's head just exposed, just picking out brain parts and just cooking it up and no, I'm good.
Okay, Luther Vandross.
Look. Exactly. Like I'm telling you. I guess
those movies didn't bother me because I was a cops kid, so I heard way worse stories growing up from my dad coming home as a detective. So it didn't really bother me. You know what I'm saying? If you heard some of the stories my dad would tell me as a kid, I heard way worse. That you'd be like, oh my God, what? Somebody did that? Like, seriously. So I guess that never really bothered me, you know?
Now, I'm going to tell you the type of horror movie that really don't affect me at all. Usually like ghost type movies. Like I'll roll my eyes when people say like Paranormal Activity be scary and stuff like that, and it's like I'm just gonna be watching the same movie y'all watching, because all I'm seeing is just y'all ain't getting the fuck out the house when shit go crazy.
I don't find like found footage movies to be necessarily scary. However, I like them. Like I like them, and I'm like, yeah.
I think what happens with me is if I see the movies before I hear the reactions of people, I will probably have a different feel. But when I was hearing all these people talk about, oh my God, Paranormal Activity is the scariest thing ever, and then it was like when I seen it, I was like, it's just motherfuckers banging on the walls. Get the fuck out the house.
Right.
And then if y'all ever seen a haunted house with Marlon Wayans, he had the best reaction when old girl told him she was being hunted by a ghost, how he got the fuck out of there, and how he had to come back to the house like, damn baby, I'm sorry, my bad, you told me you was hunted and I left. Like,
boom.
like as much as I love Mrs. Ladybug, if she say, hey, I had this demon ghost thing that's been following me since birth,
I'm out.
Alright. So I will never talk to you again.
And like I've been telling like Aranya this for a long time. I had the same feelings about that kind of movie to like not so much ghost movies, but more possessions or like those kind of movies, especially movies like The Ring.
Oh man.
Look,
you cannot sit here and tell me if you watch this videotape, you gon' die, fam. Don't bring the fucking tape around me.
No, like not at all. Not at all. Like, look, my VCR don't even work. We on DVDs now, partner. Like, look.
My question is, why don't some of this do? Oh, okay. Come right here for just a second. No, hold on to the tape. Okay, that's nice, Power. Can you just put that right there?
Right, exactly. Destroy it.
Right there,
we're done.
Right there. Don't ever have to worry about it again. We saved the world. We're heroes. Let's burn it. You gotta watch it. Okay, fine. I'll watch it here. Oh, I dropped it. Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, I backed over it with my vehicle. Oh, I did it again. I'm in reverse again. I am so sorry about your problem.
Or give a reaction like Ethan Hawke did in Sinister. Of course, it was way too late, but still, I guess a good reaction. You know, where he finally, middle of the goddamn night, decided to burn that film and that camera and everything. He out there burning it up. Wife come out there, what you doing? He's like, pack the kids up. It's the middle of the night. Pack the kids up.
But then what also pissed me off with The Ring is the way they did to defeat it. They're up the tape. Fam, you don't get the fuck out of here. All right.
Right.
No, like, look. And here's what stopped it, like, completely, like, besides the hilarious, like, the just absurdity of that whole film and the stupidity of its characters, what caused me to just laugh at it hysterically was when she was on that ferry and that horse committed suicide.
Right. They were like, what just happened?
Like, the horse just acted up and it ran at her. Ran by her, like, jumped off the ferry into the propellers, and got chopped up. Meanwhile, I'm laughing my ass off at home watching this shit.
And you're like, what is happening? But then, too, I have a question. Like, okay, Emily from General Hospital was watching it in the beginning, and I'm like, if I saw something super weird, by the time I would have got to the fly, I would have cut it off. Cause I'm like, what the fuck is this shit? Like, I don't understand. Like, everybody's like, we gonna watch it and then they gonna cause. First of all, exactly. I don't answer unknown numbers. So there's that.
Yeah, right? That's
all
I
need. It's number that keeps calling me, but I don't ever answer.
Right, I don't know who that is. Samara over there mad as fuck. Right? She like, bitch, answer the fucking phone. Shit. Nah, bitch, I don't know you, go.
Nah, I don't know. Put that number on block. What the hell? Unknown?
Right.
Shit, I ain't answering.
Probably a bill collector.
You know what? Now since y'all have said all of this, that actually might be the worst horror movie I ever watched. Now that I'm thinking about it. because the level of stupidity in the movies is like, fam, I don't give a damn what. If somebody said, hey fam, you watch this tape, you gonna die in 7 days, then I'm not watching this tape.
Right,
like
that
it
just doesn't make sense.
Why are you
like,
randomly answering the phone for everybody? It's like, alright, y'all just straight dumbasses. Y'all deserve to go.
I mean, but then too, in all fairness, alright, and don't cut my ears off, I'm just saying, the same principle goes for Candyman. Why the fuck are you saying it in the fucking mirror? Shut up!
The Bloody Mary, Candyman, stop summoning shit. Like,
right.
The thing is that that's why I love Cabin in the Woods so much.
Yeah.
Because I love how in the basement they had the option of what was like 7 different things that could have came after them. They're like, oh, he read the book. Like
right, Cabin in the Woods is excellent. Like that is one of my favorites. Like in top 10, like that is one of my favorites. I really enjoyed it.
Any horror movie that the characters bring the death upon themselves. Because the thing is, okay, as cheesy or whatever it might be, Jason being in Manhattan is different because he was in the city walking around fucking folks up. But if you go to some place called Camp Crystal Lake and they was like, yeah man, about 17 people died here last year, why the fuck am I here?
I'm like, I'm not going there.
Why are you taking me here?
And secondly, ticks, Lyme disease. No, I don't want to go into the forest. Thank you.
See,
good day.
Something like Freddy Krueger. Hey, if you go to sleep, well, you know, I'm about to just roll that dice because I gotta sleep.
Right, I gotta go to sleep.
I'm just roll that dice.
Right, but nah, I'm good, and I'm not getting in the way of Michael Myers either. You want the bitch? Go get her. She over there. She down the street. Go get that hoe.
They ain't got nothing to do with me.
Right, that's not my business. I stay in my lane.
Even though you don't like this franchise, but one of the smartest people I've ever seen, Dwayne Martin in Scream 2. Three people died. Alright, Sydney, I'm gonna holler at y'all later, man. I'm gonna just dip all that. I'm gonna pack up me and the whole crew. We gonna pack all this shit up and we gonna come back when it's done.
I will give that credit. That is fact.
He was never seen again.
That's right. And he lived a happy, healthy life.
Right?
Watching the news like, damn,
they got fucked up.
And then, like, you know, he's still living to this day, seeing all the sequels come out like, damn, they still killing people after this movie.
Right.
That's a damn shame. Oh, wait a minute.
Damn.
Sydney still part of that? Girl, you need to go ahead and move which country.
Right, you need to let that shit go, girl. You get too old for that.
Like, pretty soon you ain't gonna be able to roll that wheelchair fast enough and they gonna be chasing you.
Oh man. Oh man.
Be right back, guys.
Okay.
But like another one, I would say like horror movies that just don't like affect me like that. Like the worst horror movie I've ever seen is The Haunting of Molly Hartley.
Never seen it.
Oh my!
You've never seen the ABCs of Death?
I have.
Right?
No.
I've seen
it. Not on here. Have you?
I've seen it. I've seen.
Did you make it to all the letters?
I stopped around the middle. I got distracted by something else.
Wait. We only
How
made
long
it
are these movies?
Listen, too long.
Well, here it's the ABCs of Death because they give a short story of a horror short story with every letter in the alphabet.
Horrible.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
she said they were too long.
We started watching it, and I commit to a movie. If it's a film that's on, I will commit to it. I don't care how terrible it is. I stopped that bitch, and I was like, Gert, we can't. So
that's my rule for movies and music. That if I start it, I'm gonna finish it, no matter how horrible. I committed to it. But okay, so what made this movie so horrible, boss?
So me, like, and Iran, you'll feel the same way. Once you've seen a large amount of horror movies, when you watch a new one, you can kind of predict what's going to happen. Because there's really not anything new in the horror movie genre. They can kill people in new ways. They can tell a new story, but you will always see like
the same type of premise
to shit that happened decades ago. So watching this movie, and I'm just going to tell you the plot. Basically, this girl named Molly Hartley moves to this new town, and people are acting strange around her. Mm-hmm. And she moves to this new town because if I remember, I don't remember right, like I think her mother died or her parents were in an accident or some shit like that. So now she's an orphan being raised by extended family, and so she moves to this new town, and people are acting weird, and mysterious shit is going on. Mm-hmm. So, like throughout the whole movie, you can see the signs. Basically, if you've seen Rosemary's Baby, you've seen this movie. Okay. It's just horribly acted. Like, these are the most cardboard faces I've seen since, like, you probably see better expressions going to a shooting range. Like, this shit. Like, basically, the whole end story, like, people were treating her bad to make her feel bad, to make her subjective to the idea that she could be the devil's bride or something like that. And that basically this whole town, or like basically all the people that have been messing with her and treating her nice, even the ones that were treating her nice, are in this cult of satanic worshipers. Like, it is
a good cult if it's done right.
Right, a good cult movie is done right. Is great.
If it's done right,
like The Wicker Man, not the Nicolas Cage one.
Bees, not the bees.
Like, look, that movie. When he was in that bear suit and he's straight, Superman punched that fraud in the torso. Oh my God. Still one of the most hilarious things ever. Or like how you pull up to this island and you looking for a missing girl presumed dead, and you see these people carrying a burlap sack that's covered in blood and dripping, and your question is there a shark in there?
Okay.
Who the fuck kind of question is that, bro?
Okay, so I'm glad you just brought that point up, because as much as I love this movie, in my world, this movie would have been 10 minutes, and that was Jeepers Creepers. No. If I was driving, and my little brother been like, "Hey, did you just see that dude throw that thing down that tunnel?" Yep. And I would have just kept on going. It would have been no way we gonna go investigate. We would be like, "Yep."
And
I saw it.
And I know your brother. He'd be like, "All right," and then y'all have minded your own damn business. Like,
we would just kept it moving.
A lot of the movies would never occur if people minded their own damn business.
Like Jeepers
or
Creepers
had
would have been
any
a 10
kind
minute
of
movie.
thinking power. Like if you mind your business or have any kind of risk assessment or even problem solving skills, like you, movies would be so much shorter. Yes.
I'm telling you, Jeepers Creepers would have been 10 minutes. Because I would have been like, "Yep, I saw that too."
Like,
I don't know if I ever told you, Scooter, this story, but I know that, Boss, I told you the story. It may be Zerk, I don't remember, but this is a prime example of minding your own business and staying in your lane. Irania version, part 1. Go. Okay. So I'm in high school, and I'm driving my car, and I'm like,
oh, yes.
Yep. And I'm going down the street, and I grew up like Memorial Dairy Ashford, so you know a lot of those streets got older homes, nice, you know, whatever. So I'm driving down the street. There's speed bumps because they care about their children, whatever. And this girl comes screaming from behind a house. She comes running from behind the house, just screaming. She don't have no shoes on. She's like, "Oh my God, help me!" And I proceeded to shift it into third gear And I was like, oh, I hope somebody helps her. And I went home and I went to bed. You are not going to get me fucking caught up. I don't know. First of all, you got me fucked up. No. I was like,
went to bed.
I sure did. I was like, whoa.
Like to this day, I hope that girl got the help she needed. Like,
I hope that girl, look, don't ever, I tell people all the time, don't ever come running to me like, oh my God, help me. When I told a boss that the first time, he was red laughing. And I was I hit the gas because I had a standard. And I was like, you know, you go over speed bumps and like first, I switched it on over and was like, and I'm gone. Bitch, no. Whatever you're running from, I hope you make
be a part of it.
That's right. I'm not gonna get caught up in that bullshit because guess what? My dad would have been like, why the fuck did you stop? The fuck were you thinking? Getting in trouble. You are running with no shoes on. Girl, no. That's a setup. You ain't gonna get me.
Of Book of Eli, where he helped old girl and he was like, you know the funny thing about the apocalypse is there's no soap. So why don't y'all go and come on that?
Right. Boom.
Yeah, he can smell the hijackers.
he was like, why don't y'all go and come on that? And let me go handle y'all real quick. But
I'll show you where you got me fucked up at. See? I'm not the one.
And see, that was your own personal horror movie. And see, there's a version of you that went and checked on the old girl and wound up in a horror movie.
She dead. That version of me is dead. Because whatever happened with that girl,
got both of y'all.
Exactly. Help me. Oh no. Oh ma'am. Oh no.
I don't know if y'all ever heard or seen any of RDC World One's videos, but
that is.
It's a group of guys. They shoot a bunch of like skits and videos, and then they did a video earlier this year talking about how dumb I think it would be the cops or how dumb people be in horror movies, and the guy was getting tortured and he got free, and he ran outside and ran into the cop and he was like, hey, there's a guy in there, he got me stringed up, killing me, and then the guy was like, what do you mean, what are you trying to do? Dude, he's in there trying to kill me, get your gun ready and go kill him, like that. And then the killer snuck up on him and killed the cop, and he was like, you know what, I'm gonna die now, thanks to you. I told you he was in there with a knife, and look at you, and he was like, look at you dead now. He was like, you know what, you can go and take me now. You can go and take me and kill me now. It's fine.
Look, my thing is, look, my number one rule, if something is after me, I'm not stopping to ask for no fucking help. That's a setup. Just go. You don't know who in on it.
Exactly.
I've watched enough fucking horror movies to know better. No, thank you. I'm gone. I'm out.
That's why I don't remember if we was on stream before when I said it, but Resident Evil 7 would have been a 5-minute game. My wife disappeared for 3 years, and she sends me an email.
Tell me I need your help or some shit.
No. Man. She didn't call me. She didn't text message me. She didn't DM me. She sent me an email saying that she's in the bayous of Louisiana. Well, I hope you're enjoying it though. Right?
Have y'all seen Absentia?
Who?
I think you have, boss. I think.
But what movie?
Absentia.
I don't think I heard of this.
It's a movie about this lady whose husband disappears, and like a long time later, like a year or so later, he just appears with no clothes on and has no, like maybe 18 months later or so, he has no clothes.
I don't know him anymore.
He has no recollection of what happened, and wherever he escaped from is trying to take him back. That movie is fucked up, and I was like this, wait. Oh, back up. First of all, where the fuck you been? Now, you can't come in here. No, where the fuck you been? And you naked? You ain't got no wallet. You ain't got nothing. You just, oh, hey, who? You got me
just
fucked
like
up.
I mean, that was not a horror movie, but just like Kong Skull Island, John C. Reilly was gone for so long. His whole son and grew up and shit, and they just welcomed him back like nothing.
Nah.
It's like, fam, you've been gone my whole life. I'm a whole ass adult in these streets now.
Because here's my
Isn't that
thing.
how the second Silent Hill game started? The dude got a letter from his dead wife.
Yes. Well, his wife was missing, and he got like a letter saying that she was in a town called Silent Hill, and he found it. It's like,
Sure.
but
Yeah.
but the whole thing of that fucking
the name
story
of
is
the
she was
town-
already dead. Like,
Yeah, she was dead in the trunk, wasn't she?
yep, she was in the trunk because he killed her, and so all the monsters in that fucking game were just him
Representing his
processing
guilt.
grief and guilt
Yeah.
and shit. So.
In my head, and I know y'all probably gonna laugh at me, and it's okay. I don't feel fucked up about it. In my head, I don't know how many people have seen. I believe it's the original Poltergeist. Or, no. It's Poltergeist 2, I believe, or 3. Can't remember. But there's a scene where Coach, I don't remember his real name. So leave me alone.
Craig T. Nelson.
There you go. Coach was drinking. And he was drinking.
Hey, hold on. Let's not pretend like that ain't the thing he most famous for now.
Hey, I know he was the dad in Poltergeist. That's all I got for you.
And what you refer to, Aranya, that happened in the second Poltergeist.
Okay,
I
so
know where you're going.
Yeah, he was drinking, and he was drinking tequila, and the worm was at the bottom, and Cain possessed the worm. And in my head, that happens all the time. Like the worm, like the eyes open on the worm, and it's Cain. And of course he devours it because he drinks. You know, it's good luck to drink the worm in the tequila. And then he started acting all fucked up. In my head, if you go missing for a long time, you drink the worm, and the worm has Cain in it. That's it. I don't care. I don't care. And that's how my brain says it, and that's it. Where have you been to find such wonderful things?
Raptors. I mean, that's toast. Toast keep you fresh.
It's a big, pretty egg.
Toast had a baby.
Had an egg.
Ah.
It's a big, pretty egg, too.
To this day, one of the most infuriating scenes I've ever seen in a horror movie came from the original Saw.
Which scene?
Which scene?
And it was the scene with the guy who cut his foot off. Remember? Do y'all
Carrie Elwes?
Is that how you say his name?
something like that?
I was like,
Carrie,
use.
I think it is used or something. But I don't know how well y'all
The
remember that
Princess
first
Bride.
song.
We'll call him that.
Yeah, the Princess Bride man.
Now,
There you
I don't
go.
know how much y'all remember that first Saw movie like that. I remember the scene where he got captured.
Mm-hmm.
He was leaving the office late night, and he saw a flash, and just kept on moving. And when he got in his car, that's when he got taken.
Mm-hmm.
It's late at night, and I was the only one still left at the office. If I'm leaving my office and I see a flash of light that I know ain't supposed to be there, hey, Ashley, I'm sleeping at the office tonight. There's some weird shit happening. So I'ma holler at you in the morning. I don't know what, but I don't trust going home right now.
Right? Going home is sus right now. Like,
Exactly.
You know, every time, I don't know about you all, but I'm just that kind of person. I walk up to my car and it's dark. Back seat's clear. Let me go ahead and get in now.
Right.
I do the same shit. I do the same shit.
I mean, so that's like, to me, it's like everybody, I'm just gonna get in my car. It's like, oh, somebody's gonna just appear out of the back seat. I'm like, I got back windows. I can see back
Right.
there.
I
One
can
of my-
see you.
Right? Like, my 10 ain't
One of
that
our-
strong. Like,
One of my coworkers had made fun of me one time because I did that, because I was like opening up the back seat and they was like, look, you just never know. But then, but then, like y'all said, it's one of the things to where I don't know about y'all, but I kind of pay attention a lot, and there's no way I'ma literally go in my car, get in my car, and not realize there's a whole person in my back seat.
Because don't you feel that presence? Like, the change in temperature? Like, come on.
Right? Like, you feel when the eyes of a ranger.
Exactly, there's a fully... No. Zerk just brought up a good point. There's a fully realized person. Unless this was some contortionist, I can see you. Exactly. Right. I can see you.
What you talking about blending? I mean, even if it's a little darker or whatever, I mean, my unlock lights up the car. I don't see the floorboard anymore. I see something black.
Right.
My interior, but I'm not seeing the floorboard. No, I locked the car. I'm going to go back. I'm done. Yeah.
Right.
Not happening. I ain't getting in. I ain't going to open the door going, what the hell are you doing in my car? I'm just be like, new, walking off. And that's just
like when you wake up in the middle of the night and you see that pile of stuff in your bedroom, and it looked like somebody sitting in a chair or standing up just watching you.
Who? I don't have no chairs in my room. Y'all know that. I don't have no chairs. I don't have no mirrors. I don't have nothing that's endangering. Everything need to be flat in my motherfucking room so I can see everything at all times. Fuck that. No. My room is minimalist. Fuck that. Nope.
You can't use them design words here.
Yes, I can. And to me, one of the most fucked up movies, and it's not for the reason y'all think, is Human Centipede 2. Because the first Human Centipede, was just based on this doctor who thought that he could pretty much, connect people and make them something that they're not, right? And it's like, okay, cool. But the second movie, the reason why it is so fucked up to me, and I like it better than the first, is because how can I say this? I forgot we is on the street. The dude is
lower than average intelligence.
There you go. And so he watches the movie about this, and he is like, I can do it too. But there's really not that many words in the film, which is cool, and it's black and white. So I think that's pretty cool. But the thing about it is, the doctor, when he would take people, he would shoot them with, whatever little numbing stuff with a syringe. This motherfucker just would come out, and he was a security guard in a parking garage. He would just take a mallet and just slap somebody in the back of the head. He made his own needle and thread. People were sick. Like, it was...
he would Tommy people? Like...
Yes. Literally, one of them... I had to stop because I was laughing so hard. And I didn't want to miss nothing. Like, this girl was going to her car. She was like, la, la, la. And he walked up, and he just went, map, and just drug her off. Like, he did not understand that he needed all this other stuff, and he just started throwing the people down into this, I don't know, it was some abandoned like shelter thing, and he made his own needle and thread and just started sewing them together. And I was like, these people are gonna be really sick because you're just sewing them together with your own needle and thread. And he would just, every day at work, he would just go collect some more people. Like if it was a few people just partying or whatever and they were drunk and not paying attention, mallet. Wop. So not only are you sewing them together with your own needle and thread, they have brain damage because you were just knocking the fuck out of them and sewing them together. And then he would force the first person to just eat. He would just force food down their throat because, again, he watched the movie. And I was like, that's fucked up because someone, say it again, boss.
Of lower than average intelligence.
Okay, see certain things, and the way they perceive it versus the way it really is are two totally different things. Now, yes, the doctor was fucked up, but the doctor had been attaching different animal parts to different animals in taxidermy and stuff like that. This person watched this movie and was like, oh, I can do it too. And they are of, go ahead, Bo, say it.
Lower than average intelligence.
Right, and his perception of it was fucked up. And I was like, this is fucked up. This is really fucked up because that was one of those copycat mimic, crimes. And it was like, damn, that in itself is really like creepy, because it's like, I mean, not that I want the doctor to sew me my fucking mouth to somebody's asshole. I'm just saying, like, at least he tried to do it in the medical setup, like a hospital setup. This motherfucker, everybody dirty. He done stripped their clothes off. They got dirty drawers. I'm just gonna attach everybody and make 100-person centipede. What the fuck? And then he made them roll over. Like, oh man, it was very graphic. And I know y'all know I love a good graphic, gory film, but that shit is crazy.
I have a horror movie question. Out of all the horror movies you've seen, what would you say is your favorite genre of horror movies? So, like, you like the slashers? Do you like the paranormal movies? Do you like the possession movies? Do you like what are the other ones? Like the more thriller types?
Yours, creature feature. You forgot that one.
Yep. Mine genre will be creature features. So,
like I mentioned earlier, the paranormal horror movies would be just straight stupid to me because I ain't putting myself in that situation. I guess I'm more of a sucker for the old school slashers.
Okay.
Because, Michael Myers, Jason, Because the thing is that I start to watch a lot of those movies to kind of, not so much pick it apart, just to study the humans and how they react. Because it's like, normal people, hopefully, should not behave in this way. Because, I mean, okay. If somebody come to us and say, hey, we want to go to this campsite, alright, what's known about this campsite? Yeah, about 35 years ago, 50 people just mysteriously vanished. And we going here, why?
Nah, I'm good.
But then of course it'd be like 10 people go to that campsite, 8 of them die viciously and horribly, and then I only do 8 of them die viciously and horribly. Cause this is the reason why I kind of like slashes. I want to see, because they seemingly get fucked up, more and more fucked up as it goes. Like the first person might just get stabbed, the third person fuck around gets decapitated. The 7th person gets caught in a trap and shit. You be like, damn, you must have deserved to die that way.
Last person gets completely bisected. And it's just like, wait a minute.
You may get something that's just completely original. Like I don't know which Friday the 13th it was, but Jason snuck up behind this dude and pulled him up against a tree and wrapped a strap around the dude's eyes and just started turning the strap.
But he also beat that person in the sleeping bag up against.
Yeah, that was
the tree
Jason
too.
X. That was Jason
my
X.
bad.
That was the only saving grace of that movie.
I forgot to mention
like
another one of my favorite horror movies too. And I'm pretty sure Boss will probably agree with me too about one of my favorite horror movies. I totally forgot about Tucker and Dale versus Evil.
Oh my goodness. That is another top 10 horror movie right there. Like,
Tucker and Dale versus Evil is one of my favorite horror movies because, once again, the dumbness of people, and they be like, wow, these people killing themselves.
Like, would that be considered a horror comedy?
Yes.
I mean, but it's still in the horror.
It's still in that genre. Yeah, but it's like they must have some kind of suicide pact. Hide all the sharp objects.
Because the thing is that, okay, because like I said, now creature features, I can appreciate a creature feature depending on how the monster looks. Now, that crazy thing that crazy ass thing Zerk just showed me, I think I'd be too scared to watch that today. Like, that shit look menacing. Fuck that.
Not menacing.
That thing was like a goddamn.
It is.
I fought that thing in the video game.
Like
the way that thing looks, I fought that in the video game.
And here's the thing, like the last creature feature I saw in theaters, I believe with Zerk and Aranya, was Crawl.
Yeah.
With the alligators.
Yeah.
Decent movie. Not the greatest. Not bad in any way.
Some good scares.
But it had some good scares and some good deaths. Like when it got that cop that went to go investigate that chain swing. Like, why are you out here chest deep water just investigating mysterious noises? Get your ass on high ground. But mind you,
I know that movie's on Hulu. Is it worth watching?
Yes, it is. Yes.
Okay.
But the best creature feature I've seen, I would say, in the last 5 or so years, is a movie called Sweetheart that I have on my Vudu right now, starring Kiersey Clemens. I don't want to tell too much of the story other than this girl washes up on a deserted island. Watch it. Some of y'all have access to my Vudu. Watch it when you can.
So since I'm sick this weekend, it sounds like I got some fun to watch.
Yes, you do.
Zerk and Pyro, y'all didn't say what your favorite subgenre of horror was.
Well, see, I don't know. You're gonna have to tell me because I'm not a big movie watcher. I've been actually watching more movies recently. But what would be considered Train to Busan? That not foreign,
zombie,
but the
zombie.
But see, it's not to me. It's not the zombie. It's the smartness of it. It's rooted in my brain doesn't go, oh, this is so stupid because who would do this? Who would do that? Why are you doing this? It keeps it smart and somewhat realistic. Mm-hmm. And those are the movies I can do, I can follow, I can watch. But when you start talking like, and that's why I kind of stopped watching them. It's like the campy movies get so stupid. My brain just starts to hate the movie and doesn't want to see it anymore. It's just like, why? Because it'll start telling me exactly what's going to happen next. And I'm just sitting there going, why am I watching it? I already know what's going to happen. So, like, y'all seen the movie Seven?
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm sure y'all probably have. Within the first couple minutes of that movie, they did they had a scene where the wife is talking to the older detective. I'm like, oh, that bitch's dead. She dead. And that's going to make this guy do something, and it's going to be... So then they started rolling around towards it, and then it started getting predictable to me. And I'm just like, you got to be kidding me. I know what the end is. Yeah. And my brain just... And I don't watch that many movies because my brain wants to pick a movie apart, especially when it goes too off the rails. Now, I can get it to just be a fun movie, a pure fun movie, which is why I can watch more anime than I can real movies. Because anime is cartoon. There's nothing real about it. Right? So I can kind of step out of that, but as the older I've gotten, the worse that gets. Like the Black Panther. It was a good movie, but my brain could predict everything that was going to happen because it was somewhat derivative. The actors in it were good, but it just got too predictable for me, and my daughter was watching and got really irritated with me because I was declaring the scenes before they happened through the whole movie. And my brain just won't shut up anymore. It just keeps going.
So you like the more thriller type horror movies that they're smartly written with good stories and acting.
So
okay,
that can be somewhat grounded in reality. I mean, I don't need it all perfectly grounded, but when you're talking like the campy movies especially, and they had that one commercial that was a while back, and it was like 3 or 4 teenagers. They see a running car, lights on, definitely running, in a barn.
I love that commercial.
I do too, because that's what I think of. Like, wait a minute, why? Or like you're running from the dude and you keep looking back. Why? If he's back there, he's back there. If he's not, who cares? Keep going.
Fucking go.
The more distance you do, keep going until you collapse. Keep going. Straight line. Don't swerve. Straight line. You swerve, they catch up to you. You know, that type of thing. And it's just so I have a hard time with movies. I'm trying to be better about it, but it's the way your brain thinks can't always be controlled.
Well, you know what? That's how Mrs. Ladybug is in movies, because she even keeps talking about she gonna have to start watching movies with me because she starts to guess movies and pick it apart right then and there, and it's like, enjoy the movie what it is.
Yeah.
Can't. My dad did this to me because he would say, "Why this is gonna happen? You know why it happens? Because it's in the script." Shut up. So he got me to think about that type of stuff, and my brain took off.
I'll say mine would be movies that deal with demons.
okay.
Interesting.
And I guess possession could go in there because all the time they're possessed by a demon. So, but you may have somewhere they're dealing with a demon, but maybe nobody's possessed. And also, I don't know if it would be a subgenre, but just an element. It also adds to the creep factor in movies when people are dealing with forces or things they shouldn't be fooling with. And that kind of adds for me, like, you know, an enjoyable creep factor.
Yeah.
You get to messing with forces they should be messing with.
So, what you're saying, that have you all seen the game Phasmagoria?
Yes.
Yeah, Markiplier played it. I was watching it.
I've seen quite a few people, like Cup of Noodle play it and others.
I don't know if it's only on PC or not, but I think y'all's group would have a little fun with that game.
I would like to get a large group together to play Among Us, but like that game looks good too. So
I was laughing hard because you know Markiplier and his people playing any game and they trying to find the fingerprints. That's the game I was talking about earlier, boss, when I said it turns off their
mics
head
when they die.
Yeah, so they can't talk to you. And I was like, that's really a cool little extra, you know, that makes it seem a little more fun, you know. My favorite is Supernatural. I love supernatural things. Give me anything supernatural, I'm good. And I love zombies. Everybody knows that. Everybody
loves
knows
zombies.
I love zombies.
If I had to choose 3 genres, it would be creature features, zombies, and I would say serial killers.
I of course would pick slasher after the zombies because you know I love me some good Hatchet. You know, I'll watch any of them. I don't care. One-eyed person just hopping down the road and with a knife. I'm like, yeah, kill him.
They're like,
you know?
like slashers, like even modern ones could be campy and horrible, but they'll be fun to watch, like the Cropsy movies or See No Evil or like or Paul Bunyan and shit like that.
I'm still gonna watch it to the end, and I'll be like this. I watched this. But if it's something supernatural, you know, it can be demonic, it can be haunting, it can be anything. I'm watching it. I'm like, yeah, witches, anything. Give it to me. I'm ready. I'm watching it. And I'll be like, have y'all seen this? And everybody's like, what the hell is that? Hey, what you doing? Have we crafted?
I sent you guys a trailer for this. I'm interested. I want to see this movie. Fat Man with Mel Gibson.
It looks delightfully dumb, and I'm gonna watch the shit out of it. Like,
yes, because you know what? It's a all right. This is one movie that comes to mind that you think if this concept is stupid, but the movie turned out to be good. Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter.
Man, I just watched that the other day.
That movie.
That was good.
That sounds like that is a stupid concept, but the movie was good.
It was good. I enjoyed it.
What think of that?
They played that, and then they played what is that? Pride and Prejudice Zombies right after. Man,
I own that one.
I was like hell yeah. Fucking love it, like.
But like, out of all the people that have watched horror movies here, has anybody ever chosen to watch one of those asylum horror movies that be knocking off the blockbusters and shit?
What are we doing?
Like, name one.
Like we just mentioned, Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter. They did one, came out the same year, like a month after, straight to video. It was Abraham Lincoln Zombie Killer or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh, that bullshit! I ain't watching that.
You know, it's an asylum movie.
I don't care. I'll still watch it and be like, because remember I told y'all I was trying to watch Truth or Dare, and there was like 4 of them that came out like back to back, and I was like, I don't even fucking know which one it is, and I watched them all. I don't care. So I watched them and I was like, I like this one better.
But like,
I don't care.
Me and Iran have seen some horrible like movies together, and I think we can agree that the 2 main ones that we've seen were The Forest and Bye Bye Man.
Oh my God! Bye Bye Man! Don't say it. Wait!
Don't speak it. Don't say it.
Shut the fuck up! That was terrible.
Did you say Bye Bye Man?
I think I have it,
Yes.
Soundjay.
Wait.
It's terrible.
Bye Bye Man.
Bye Bye Man.
We
were like, we gonna watch it.
horrible. Like, if you remember the trailer, like they premiered it during a Super Bowl, and it was like Like,
No,
don't speak it, don't say it. What is this? And it was like all these writings of people writing "Bye Bye Man." And it had this maggot coming out of this girl's eye while she was talking to the only black character in the movie.
Wait, when did this come out?
Like 2-3 years ago?
Yeah,
maybe
like 3
4
years ago, I think.
This does not sound familiar to me at all.
Oh,
Yeah,
like save your time. Like don't.
Yeah, don't do it.
Don't do it. Same thing with The Forest. Stupid movie. Like it had
like you sitting there like
it has a decent concept and a setting that had not been done before in American cinemas anyway. Like the Suicide Forest of Mount Fuji. Like
okay, where pause right there, because I had the biggest issue. Now, if they say, "Yo, Scoop, your brother went to the Suicide Forest and hasn't been seen," he went what?
He did.
Did he go willingly to a place called the Suicide Forest?
Right.
Because if he went willingly to a place called the Suicide Forest, I'm not coming to get you. Now, if they said, "Nah, he was kidnapped and dragged and screamed," maybe.
See, my second question after that was like, how long has he been in there? They be like 6 to 8 months. Oh, he's gone.
He gone.
This is amazing.
Grace. Yeah, no, he's not still living. And if he is, he swallowed the fucking worm that is possessed with Cain. I'm telling y'all, the worm.
And like I said, I love my brother to death, but if he willingly went to a place called the Suicide Forest, that's on him.
You think I'm about to go in that bitch looking for anything? Never.
That's on him.
I won't even go to the bathroom if you're not responding in the house. What you mean?
Oh shit.
Ain't that right? Like when they went upstairs, like where your brother? They went upstairs. How long they been gone? Well, a little too long for my liking, but I ain't going up there. Like,
and I'm gonna tell y'all why I'm like that. I'm gonna tell y'all right now, because on Twilight Zone the movie, you want to see something scary? You want to see something really scary? No, I don't want to see shit.
Nope,
fuck you.
Not at all.
No, you better not turn around, motherfucker. Don't you turn around? Clink. I'm gonna beat you in the head with whatever. Fuck you.
I remember. My dad told me a story about why he don't do haunted houses. This was when him and my mom were dating in the early years, and they decided to go to a haunted house. And I can't remember. He said if it was a clown or not. But Boss has seen my dad. My dad stands 6'7".
Oh, like swole too.
So he said back then, he was in college, so he was a lot more slimmer because he was playing basketball. He said they went to a haunted house. Dude popped up. Dude got punched in the nose, and he was promptly kicked out the haunted house.
That's what happens when you beat on the people.
But it was one of the things to where his fight or flight kicked in, and he chose fight.
It happens.
Look, it happens to the best of us. Like we all went to some haunted houses in recent years, and one of us present was not paying attention.
The way my body is built, my body isn't built to go to a haunted house because I know how I am.
Let me explain something to you. My body ain't built either. You can ask H-Town J. I ran over him like a football player because I thought he was coming for me, and I didn't know that was my brother. So my body ain't built like that either. I will fuck somebody up on accident.
Exactly.
That's like my good friends. They trampled a pregnant woman at the haunted acres and shit. Like.
She shouldn't have been out there.
Like why was she out there?
Right. You didn't care about yourself.
Like that little girl said, worry about yourself.
That's right.
Like I said, I can always appreciate horror movies where the characters ain't so dumb, but then they die in a way that they be like, damn, y'all fuck now. The good character gone now.
Right. The smart one is done.
Right.
Smart one done.
And let's jump on that. The smart characters who deserve to live that didn't in horror movies. Number one for me, Randy from Scream 2.
I was about to get ready to say Jamie Kennedy.
That boy survived the first movie, was the smartest character, in the whole franchise, and then gets pulled into a news van and stabbed because all his people left him there. Like, man, like this. R.I.P. Randy.
You was in your feelings about that one.
Like,
no, because he was right. He knew everything that was supposed to happen and how it was supposed to go down. And you know, if the guy who know all this shit, I mean, he even left a video,
right? Like he like in this video, I'm most likely dead. And it was like, man, he was too smart for his own fucking good. Like,
you know who he reminded me of? He reminded me of the character in Psych that they modeled him after. I can't think of his name. Cause remember the character in Psych that was kind of like just like Randy, and he ended up dying. Boss. I can't think of his name right now, but he was very weird and eccentric, just like Sean. But then he ended up dying by the Yin and Yang.
Oh, yes,
yeah,
the Yin Yang killer,
just like him.
Okay.
I just want y'all to know why y'all kept saying Randy. I just kept thinking Creep Show. Randy.
Nah, I'm gonna tell you.
Fun, Nick.
What were we crafting?
We're basically just crafting ammo, and we're gonna do armor soon.
I got a gun. Nobody cares.
Yep, there's an assault rifle, well, 2 assault rifles and a shotgun in this cabin over here.
No, I got my own shotgun because I've been collecting Hoy and feeding it to growth.
Oh,
so
and he popped out a shotgun? Oh, shit.
He did. I got a shotgun. And it's a green one. I don't know what that means, but whatever.
It's better made than the regular ones.
Look at me. Where'd he go? Oh. Hold on, where the words? No, that's... Where's everybody? Nobody wants to see my shotgun.
Hold on, I'm over here by Pyro. Wait a minute. Oh, there you are.
I've been out collecting stone.
Oh, okay. I see it.
Collecting metal.
That is a large shotgun when compared to a human. Like, that thing knocks her shoulder loose. Do you understand this?
That's right. On. That's facts,
like
Tina.
Your long gun there, which is bigger than you.
Right. It looks like you hunting elephants.
Come on.
From a long distance away.
Yeah.
Well, just don't pull nothing out their butt.
Looking rifle, man.
Right? Don't pull nothing out their butt. You good to go. So gross. I gotta step away from the mic for just a second. Are we making more armor right now?
We're making ammo right now.
Okay, what kind of armor are we making?
It'll either be riot gear or flat gear.
Okay, what's needed to make that?
So, let's see. To make the flat gear, I think I can make it right now. Let me just check. Oh, Gross knocked out another gem. But let's see.
I've been putting the hoist in there.
For a flat gear, we just need ingots, hide, and fiber. So we got pretty much enough stuff to make flat
one
gear.
Good slap from that forest titan, and it was like, oh, my clothes are gone. So we got to make sure this stuff is good to go, because they don't know what's going to happen. All right, guys, I'll be right back.
All right.
Boss, where does the fiber need to go?
Fiber put in the smithy.
Yeah, let me step away for a second also.
All right.
I have returned, guys.
Hey.
Sorry, didn't mean to call on the thing.
Yeah, I also stepped away for a minute.
Harold, have you ever been killed now?
Yes, I had the same fight as Mike last because I swung. Well, they reached out and grabbed me. It wasn't a jump scare. They literally grabbed me and I swung. So, you know, I don't have a problem if they just want to boo and all that type of stuff. Don't get too close to me. Don't invade my personal space. Don't grab me.
As long as you're not a clown, I'm fine. If you're a clown, then what that equals is I'm gonna have to close my eyes, and Boston's gonna have to leave me like I'm blind.
Alright, are we ready to go venturing? Are we still crafting stuff?
We still crafting a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, we need, because I'm telling y'all, we need all the armor.
Well, I mean, does anybody know where to go so we can see what we need so we can have a crew trying to figure out what we need?
Oh yeah, the pylons. So basically, go
just
to.
look it up? We're doing the ice. Which one are we going to try to do first, forward?
I thought we were going forward first.
All right, I'll just look it up.
So, Zerk.
I think he
He
stepped away.
I think.
Oh, stepped away? Oh, okay.
So, okay, here's a specific question. What's your favorite anthology?
Ooh. If I had, because I'm not the biggest connoisseur like y'all, but if I had to choose one just off the rip, it'll be a toss-up between Halloween, Nightmare on Elm Street, or Friday the 13th. One of them three.
Hey, where's your hood?
Cause them the three I'm the most familiar. Them the three franchises I'm the most familiar with. So it'll be one of them three.
You're a slasher guy.
Yeah, I'm a slasher guy.
Do you dress up for Halloween?
I haven't in a while.
Hey, there's a slick rock right here. But I tell y'all, magically appears.
But yeah, so that'll probably be one of them three franchises will probably be in my favorite anthology. Along here. What about you?
I don't know.
Ball.
I asked the question, but
Anthology, so collection. Probably the Alien franchise.
You know what? I was gonna figure you were gonna say Alien.
Because I mean, the first two, great. The third one, decent. After that,
So how do you feel about Prometheus and
I like them. Like
what was the other one?
Prometheus and Alien Covenant.
Covenant.
Like I like them. Like
that was another
did,
movie that pissed
they
me
did
off.
decent story, but Prometheus had some of the dumbest characters.
No, Alien Covenant did too. Cause let's not forget when old girl was in that room and she was like, "Hey, dumb bitch, let me out. The monster in here." And she was just like, "No, I'm not gonna let you out." I was like, "Oh, you've been doomed, everybody. Thank you." Because after that, the thing got free. She blew up the whole damn ship. So I was like, "Oh well, fuck, we all stranded here now."
Which one is the alien with the baby with the weird nose? That was like, and he got sucked out.
That was Resurrection.
Did y'all like my description? You knew what I was fucking talking about, though, didn't you?
I did indeed, because that movie was horrible. Like,
hey.
Oh.
Hey, I like his little squeak, and he was like,
because Gary Dourdan had to carry the little gimp around.
I would have left him anyway. I would not have put him in my backpack. He would have.
And meanwhile, that one dead alien was holding on to his boot. And he was like, "I can't hold on." He turned him around, and the gimp was holding on. And he was like, "I'm just going to fall with him." I would have shook my leg so hard. Come on, man. Like, look, that alien corpse would have let go of my foot immediately. Because that's all I would have been doing was flicking my leg back and forth like it was stanky. Do you understand me? Like, man, come on.
You just said that.
That was oh, goodness, man.
That was actually a time.
I'll kill every alien in there because they burned Gary Dourdan's face. Don't ever burn his face. Burn like that ugly little motherfucker. Shit. Don't burn the pretty men. That upsets me.
That's why they do it.
We need 100 corrupt hearts, 10 Tyrannosaurus arms, and 10 sauropod vertebrae.
Oh.
Okay.
And this artifact of growth.
Okay. We got some corrupt hearts.
Scooter, go out and start killing corrupt animals.
Wait a minute. Wait.
Oh, okay.
We need how many corrupt hearts?
100.
Okay. And how many of what?
10 Tyrannosaurus arms.
So
and
little
10
nublins.
Sauropod vertebrae.
What kind of vertebrae?
Sauropod.
That's the one with the hanger heads.
Oh.
Brontosaurus, Diplodocus.
Oh, long necks.
Oh, man. Yeah, you gonna do that. We have 2 Tyrannosaurus arms. We don't kill long necks very often, so I don't think we have any of that, but we only have 9 of the hearts.
And what gives us corrupted hearts?
Corrupted animals.
Anything corrupted.
Okay,
we have 6 more corrupted hearts on Blaster.
But the conversation we was kind of
Tyrannosaurus arms on Joe Valentine.
The conversation we were kind of having before I stepped off, though. I think that's another reason why I like watching like slashers, to see the fight or flight response of people. Because if you running away, and like kind of like I was saying, why are you steady looking back?
Right.
Keep running. Because the thing is that 9 times out of 10, whenever you watch a horror movie, you're usually on the killer's turf in some form or fashion. So they know where to, kind of shortcuts and this, that, and the other. Just go. Just keep it moving. Don't look back. If your best friend trips and falls, you gotta hit it with that Destiny Child. You shouldn't have failed.
And go. Just keep going.
Just keep it going.
I was laughing hysterically on accident because I was still trying to figure out which of the franchises I liked the best, and I thought about, of course, my favorite, when Jason Voorhees is in the window and he lifts up his mask like, ugh.
Yeah.
I don't know why that tickles me so much, but it just tickles the shit out of me.
Because I pointed out that he only has 3 hairs. Like,
well,
on
we
his whole
already
head.
had 3 hairs. Thank you, Tom Savini, for creating the boy in the lake. You know what I'm talking about? It's just that I just want to understand, like, when it comes to Jason Voorhees, when he took his mask off like, bitch, look at me. You know what I'm saying? And it was like, wow.
Like, he took his mask off like check a stunner out. You know what I'm saying? like,
yeah, bitch, I know I'm cute.
Right? Like, your
and
bitch
then he
want
put his
me.
mask back on like, that's enough. Like, I wasn't ready.
He took his mask off like, Mr. Kill Your Girl is here. Like,
right, and it's like, sir, have you been near a reflective surface? Like, please stop.
Like, mirrors don't grow in the forest. Grow?
He had that like felt cute might delete later.
Right, exactly. And it's like, you got a hair lip? Like, like, come on, dog. Like, seriously.
He got that cleft lip just, somebody, like Sarah McLachlan used to sing about him in commercials. Like,
right, and you get that and you send money. Like, man, come on, so he can have the right surgery.
He was sponsored by multiple people. Like,
I was like, wow. And I just, you know, like y'all know, everybody who knows me should know how much I love Tom Savini and what an honor it was to actually get to meet him. It's just, when I think about, like, this is back in the day. Like, you were like, okay, we gonna make the boy in the lake. Put 3 hairs on this motherfucker. We gonna have him look like the mask from Cher, kind of. And then his head is gonna be a little wop to one side. Like, we winning, got it. It's like, wow, you came up with that in your brain. I mean, he has 3 hairs. And
but
if you
not
look
only
closely,
came up with it with his brain, but was able to execute it how he thought of it.
exactly. And if you look closely, those hairs are bountiful. They move when he jumps out of the water in slow motion. It's like, whoa.
it's like when Homer walked out the beach water and the wind was blowing through him.
Yeah.
Look. Oh my goodness.
It's amazing. It's like, wow, like, seriously? And I don't know. I find, you know, even though, you know, I love my Freddy Krueger, I don't know. I might like more of the Friday the 13th than I do the Freddy Kruegers, because we all know, as per my shelf, Dream Warriors is one of my faves.
Yeah.
The Dream Child. But it's like, after like 5, you know.
You know what?
Post Kincaid.
As weird as this might sound, the only reason I don't like Freddy Krueger is, like I said, I know it's gonna sound weird. If you about to kill me, don't talk shit to me.
And that's why I like him. Talk shit. Yeah, because it was like, you know, you got 2.
Just murder me. Don't give me a one-liner like, nice to meet you. Like, no, just murder me. Don't give me a one-liner.
Prime time, bitch. Like, my thing is this. Like, you got, if you look at the time, you got, what, 4 slashers, right? You got Tommy, you got Jason, you got Michael. All of them are mute. And then you got Freddy, who hold whole conversations. Like, he tortures his victims. He don't just kill you like, you know, yeah, you could be creative and sleeping bag and throw him against a tree, but he turned that girl into a roach and squished the motel. You can't take that away. Like that, like, he took that boy's veins from his arm and made him walk like a puppet, and then cut the string. Like, man, come on. I need it. I cannot help but absolutely.
Like I said, that's the reason why I love that, because the creativity of the kills. The creativity of his kills, to me, probably second to none. But it's the fact that if I'm about to die and you're the last thing I'm seeing, I don't want you talking shit to me. And then don't talk shit to me that's pertaining to my death.
Yeah.
Like, don't talk shit to me that's about to pertain to my death. Then I'm gonna be like, damn. Cause like I'm gonna be in the afterworld like, damn, that's how I went out, yo.
Yeah, welcome to prime time, bitch.
Like I need a do-over.
We have zero words for anybody's death other than describing the death when it comes to the other three. And, you know, I'm sorry. I thought about the forest with the chainsaw. I thought about when we were playing the forest with the chainsaw and we were spinning. You know, Tommy, Tommy
ain't a
inbred.
mute. He's a special.
He's inbred, so there's that. But it's like they don't say words. He don't say no words. He just kind of grunt and then he has a meltdown. And then he you missed it. Oh man, listen. We were playing the forest. It was me and Boss and Pyro, and we got the chainsaws, and we did the Tommy spin. And when I tell you I was in tears, Boss was like, "Irania, look," and he was like, "Ugh."
And I'm just spinning in a circle. Like,
oh my god, I was crying. My head started hurting. I was laughing so hard.
Because anybody that has seen either the original or any Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie, when one of the people get away from Tommy with the chainsaw, he stops chasing them. He has a meltdown. He stands in place, revs the chainsaw, and spins in a circle, and sometimes waves it above his head. And it is like one of the greatest things.
I want to know, like, did they tell him, like, okay, look, the people gonna get away. You have to do something. Like, you can't just sit there. Right. So if they get away, what would you do? Well, I have a fit. It's on. Because there's just no way. Like he has a full meltdown.
Throw a tantrum. Like, that's it.
And it's like, how do you throw a tantrum as an inbred with a chainsaw? You just scream out and spin. That's right, Tina. Halloween 3, season of the motherfucking picture. I don't care how none of y'all feel about it. I love it. I don't care. I know it doesn't have Michael Myers in it. I don't care. It's more than Halloween, Halloween, Halloween. Sorry. I kind of got carried away. I got carried away. I absolutely love. Have you ever seen that, Scooter?
I don't think so.
Okay, so it's the one movie in the franchise that has absolutely nothing to do with Michael Myers.
Nothing at all.
Nothing.
I don't think I've seen that one because I haven't seen that one, and I know I haven't seen the last one that came out. The remake, the one, what's his name did, Danny McBride. I haven't seen that one yet either.
Oh, I thought that one was good.
Yeah, it was. It was really good. I've always loved Halloween 3, Season of the Witches. It is a ploy to kill all the children. And I was like, wait, what? And when they put these masks on, when they do it in the test room, the kids have the mask on and they watch the countdown, and then all of a sudden under the mask all these bugs and snakes and stuff come from it, and it kills the whole family. And yeah, and there's a scene that's my favorite scene, and I don't care if it's anybody else's favorite scene or not, where this lady is nosy and she finds this little circular device, and so she's like, what is this? See the problem? Okay. So she starts picking at it and she can't figure it out, so she takes a bobby pin out of her hair. Oh, no. Why the fuck would you do that? And she starts picking it. Next thing you know, it goes zzz, and then she's making this weird gurgling sound, and it pans out to her face, and most of her face is gone, and you can see her teeth exposed.
Jesus.
Yeah. Boss is laughing, but he knows that is like my favorite. I love it. And you know, I do like Michael Myers. Don't get me wrong. I do like Michael Myers. I'm not as big of a fan of Michael Myers, the film. You know, I like the ones
like the
where,
more.
Yeah, I like it when Jamie Lee Curtis is in it. You know, when we started talking about the little girl that dressed up like the clown, and And then, yeah, that's too much for me. I'm over it at that point. I'm like, what? No, I'm good.
And the reason that movie exists is because who created Halloween? Was it
John Carpenter?
John Carpenter. Yeah, he originally envisioned it as an anthology series, so like the sequels wouldn't have anything to do with the original. And so, like, that's why that movie exists. But people loved Michael so much that they had to go to.
I mean, but you know what? I cannot lie. I like the Rob Zombie remake of Halloween. I liked both. I enjoyed it. I was like, okay.
You know, I didn't see all of that first one. I know I went as far as that one scene where he killed old buddy on the toilet.
I knew it. I knew that was. I knew that is what you were about to say.
Y'all, reason because I find the scene comical because the dude is a you know, if y'all have never seen it, he's a truck driver and he's stopped at the truck stop and he's sitting in the can, you know, taking care of business. And Michael comes in there banging on the door, and the guy says something like, "I got a double bean burrito taco supreme or something," talking back at me. So a double taco supreme or whatever.
That dude was actually, I think, if I'm not mistaken, he was on From Beyond and a couple of other horror films as well.
He was also in Rob Zombie's that Lords of Salem.
Oh man, that was terrible.
He was also in the other one, 31.
Did I finish 31? I think I did finish 31. So, Rob Zombie's brain is a beautiful place. It's very dark. It's just sometimes I'm like this. What's happening right now? Like
sometimes I think honestly what happens is I think a lot of directors gets the George Lucas effect where they have this one thought in their head and when it comes out they probably think to themselves, damn, I want to go back and do that over.
Yes, but you know, the thing is, and I understand why they are like that, because when listening to the interview of the Raimi about Evil Dead, how they envisioned it, but how they had to do it because of the time and the budget that they had and stuff like that, it's kind of like, I get it. I get why you would do something that way. It's just that you never know when something's going to become a cult classic. You know, it's just kind of like, I'm going to give this a try. And it's like, ooh, either a hit or a miss. And it's kind of like, well, just like John Carpenter, I was listening to him cuss up a storm talking about how he came up with the Halloween beat. And he was just like, yeah, he was like, I was just playing on the thing. And I was like, boom, 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 boom. And he was like, hey, that's kind of cool. He was like, I'm going to do it again. He was like, fuck yeah. Like, some shit just works.
Yeah.
And some doesn't. And it's like...
And the thing is, too, all I'm saying is, from a standpoint, I do not want to be killed to a theme song.
You have a lot of wishes. You don't want a catchy line. You don't want to be killed to a theme song.
No. He when he gets killed, he wants the mood set right. Like, he wants the atmosphere perfect. Like,
no, I'm gonna tell you my perfect way of going out. Whatchamacallit? It was funny because it was me and my former coworker. We both said this. Cabin in the woods, old dude dying by the unicorn. Boom. And tell me just like, damn, at least I can say, yo, I died by a real legit unicorn. But,
I mean, but by the merman too.
No, because remember, he wasn't expecting the merman to look like that.
No, he was expecting he was expecting a whole mermaid. Like, he was speaking like Ariel or something.
Like, he was so moist. That was the problem I had. He was so moist. I was like,
and his juices were coming out the blowhole. Like, what?
Oh man, come on! Like that video I sent when the girl was biting the. What did you say that was? You know the thing that lady was biting on the video that I sent the group. You remember it was this thing in the shell and it looked like a dick and she was biting it in his
the gooey duck.
Because the thing is, okay, so the thing is, I think Boss and I even had this conversation before. I know the type of character I would be in a horror situation. Because I'm going to be that type of person. Hey, fam, y'all go. I'll stay back and fight. But the thing is, I know that I'll be the sacrificial. Like, the thing is, but my thing is, don't let me sacrifice myself and y'all motherfuckers don't get away.
Agreed.
Because then now I'm going to be sitting in the afterlife. I hope you kill them all. I hope you kill them all. Kill them all.
It's like it's like when me and Aranya talk about like if something happens and one of us dies because of the other, it's like I'ma haunt you and I'ma take an ectoplasmic shit down your back, and you gonna feel it and know it was me. Like
that's right. I'm sorry, I'm not the brave one. I'm not going to rescue anybody. I am not a hero. Don't think I am. Don't think I'm sacrificing my life for an M person. I will push you.
Wait. Don't get me wrong. In my head, I'm probably pulling Old Buddy in 28 weeks later.
Oh, everybody
in my head, I'm probably doing that. But in actuality, fuck it. Y'all get away. Y'all just go. Cause remember how old dude in Jason X, how he went heads up with Jason, like, oh yeah, I've been waiting for this. Even though he went down,
man. Got his head knocked off?
No, that was Jason. That was Jason in Manhattan, the black dude that had that boxing match. But no, remember old Commando dude and Jason X?
He was putting Jason at work. Like, he was letting Jason know, like, fam, I ain't scared of you. I might die, but I'm letting you know.
And then you gonna work for
it. Hey, did y'all see the last episode of Lovecraft Country?
No, don't say nothing.
Okay, I ain't gonna say nothing then.
I have.
But
so
if you saw the preview, the phrase was in the preview. But
no, I didn't, cause I've been.
But I'm gonna make you work for this death. Like, you ain't gonna I'm gonna make you work for this kid.
Like, and he had the dumbest line too when he was like, "Hey, that's the best you got. That ain't gonna do nothing." And then Jason did it again, and he was like, "Yep, that might do it." And then he just slid down dead. like I can still. What?
That might do it.
I have a question for Boss. You ready? What about, you already know, and I know you're gonna roll your eyes and I don't give a fuck, so. What about Evil Dead 2 do you like so much?
Here's the thing.
Whatchamacallit is amazing.
Look, yes, but here's the thing about Aranya. The first two Evil Deads, Evil Dead and Evil Dead 2, what is it, Dead by Dawn, they're basically the same movie, just different tones. Because Evil Dead 2, though it's a sequel in name, it's a remake.
Yeah, with Linda dancing in the fucking forest.
Yes.
With her head spinning about.
Evil Dead 1 is a lot more horrifying, but Evil Dead 2 is more entertaining. Because it was one of the, first? Well, it's not the first, but it's probably one of the most modern horror comedies ever made. Like, when he cut off his hand and that motherfucker crawled away and then grew into another Ash, and then he had that fight, that shit was just hilarious and comical. When he was hallucinating from the loss of blood, and the moose head on the wall came to life and started cackling like a clown, that shit was hilarious. Like,
you like the comedy in it?
I like the comedy in it, yes. So, like, the third movie, though, I like it, but I'm not going to watch it over any of the other three.
I like the third movie. I saw the first one late in life. I don't know when I saw it. I've never seen the second one. But yeah, with the third one had a similar scene. He got split into like another Ash.
Mm-hmm.
I think what it is for me is the fact that Shaun of the Dead, for instance. That is an excellent horror comedy. It was meant to be a horror comedy.
Yes.
it was like that. But it's like, to me, when I started off with Evil Dead, because I saw Evil Dead when it came out, and I was like, yes, and I loved it. I loved every element of it. I loved the roaches at the end. I loved everything. I loved it. And then it's like, when Evil Dead 2 came out and Linda was dancing in the motherfucking forest, spinning her head and shit, I was like, what am I watching? Because it turned, and I guess that's my biggest issue. It's like, it started off as a regular horror film, and then as it proceeded in the next
went a
few
whole
films,
different way.
yeah, and that just don't sit well with me. I know that sounds weird, but it just, I don't know. If it's supposed to be a horror comedy, I'm down, but it just didn't start that way, and I love the first one so much. It's like, if you love something so much and then it totally changes direction on you, I guess it kind of just leaves a bad taste in your mouth. Nothing against the Raimi folks. It's just, there's an egg here. Egg. Thank you, Alice. I guess it's just, when it changed for me, I just wasn't feeling it, and I was just like, I don't know why it would have to change, because I was anticipating, the sequel to be, okay, remember Ash had fell down in the puddle in the woods, like, okay, I want to see the rape tree. Like, what's up with the rape tree? What is it doing now? I mean, is it raping more people? Does it rape men? Like, I got questions. But then you give me Linda in the forest, and I'm like, oh, okay. All right.
But something else about the Evil Dead franchise, though, we need a sequel to the fucking one from 2013.
Fucking right.
I still haven't seen that one yet.
Oh, Scooter, you were doing yourself a disservice by not seeing that motherfucker. That bitch was good.
Like, it goes back to the original and being much more serious and much more violent, and a lot more bloody, and it is so good.
You're all gonna die today.
Is insanely good.
Yeah,
like me and Aranya sit there and watch like the first 2 seasons. Like,
yeah, just not moving, barely eating, just watching it. Like, yeah.
Like, oh my goodness, that
Didn't he show up at the end of the movie?
He did. He was at the end of the 2013 movie. He was at the end of the credits. It was an end credit scene, and it panned up to this silhouette of his face. He looked at the camera, was like, groovy, and that's it. And then the movie just cuts out.
You just love Bruce Campbell, like,
right?
How do you not?
That's what it is. It's him.
It is, and I'm not gonna
watch the Burn Notice on USA.
I'm not gonna say we're lame. Ain't that right, boss? I'm not gonna say we're lame, but we both at Texas Frightmare were in awe while looking at Bruce Campbell standing there just chilling. It was like, oh my God, it's Bruce Campbell, because he's just awesome. He's just fucking awesome. Like, he is just awesome like that.
And like, both the Raimis were there, and we were like, oh yeah, they're here. Hey, back to Bruce Campbell. Look at Bruce Campbell.
Bruce Campbell walks out, we're like, it's like nobody else existed. First of all, I mean, I'm not trying to be ugly when I say this, and y'all know that, but it's like, okay, Sam and Ted Raimi, I don't know what the fuck they look like outside of their name. So I'm like, look, it's some men in some suits. I was like, they the men in black.
When it comes to Bruce Campbell, that's when you live by the words of Mr. Tony Baker. Look at who you came to see.
Right? And that's how he walked up. Look at who you came to see. And I was like, oh my God, it's Bruce Campbell. And I just blacked out. Like, I had too much, I had a stimulation overload that day. It was too many people that I've loved my whole life. Like, Nancy is over here just signing autographs. Tina's walking around. Robert Englund is laughing and talking. All the people that boss said I couldn't say how they died are over here. I done met Tom Savini. Like, Bruce Campbell is standing here. I'm about to pee on myself. Like, I'm having an overload. I cannot.
I can't tell how they died.
Let's retell this part. Because in this venue, where it was crowded as hell, all these Friday the 13th people were like sitting next to each other in these like booths.
Nightmare on Elm Street.
There was no closed anything in circles things. They were just like sitting at tables and people could walk up. We'd be like basically 2 feet away, and Aranya over here out loud where everybody could hear. Like, oh, I remember when they died like such and such. I remember they died when when Freddy's hands turned into needles and he injected them with drugs and he OD'd. And I'm over here like, some of these people, that was the last bit of acting they ever did in their life. And
in my defense, I said those people should be excited that I'm walking down here and I'm pointing to each person and how they died because I'm a real fan. I'm a true fan.
Boss. Boss. As much as I love you, she's right on this one.
I'm a
because
fan.
If she's a fan enough to remember at the fact that, he murdered you at the 45th minute of the third movie.
Right.
You got fucked up. Like,
right. That black girl, the black girl that got killed in the hot tub, like she was in that movie for like 20 minutes. She should be happy because she works at a call center now. She should be happy that I remembered that she got killed in the hot tub. Because I am a true fan. I am like, yes, girl mama.
What black girl got killed in a hot tub in which Nightmare on Elm Street?
I believe it was the Dream Child. I believe it because I
remember the black girl who had the asthma attack in the classroom. I think that was the fourth one.
Yeah, I think
he's like, let's suck. He told her, let's suck face, and he did just that.
Suck face. Oh, I'm sorry, Scooter. I think that's gonna be a trigger for Scooter.
Don't give me what a witty quip before you kill me.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Anyway.
And I'm aware of the scene where his hands turned into syringes. Because the old girl looked at her arms and she had all these like eye holes on her arms. He just
and they were sucking.
And he stuck his needles in there, but then the way Freddy was acting was like he was getting high.
Yeah, he's like, oh, what a rush.
And then, right, I think in Freddy's Dead, he had the power glove because old boy got sucked into the video game.
Oh,
and they took his controller, and then when they took his controller, he told the people, he was like, "You forgot the power glove."
Right, because see, the thing is that, see, now I'm thinking in my 2020 mind, Freddy sucks me in the video game, and before he kills me, the last thing I'm going to hear is, "Oh, you need to get good, bitch."
Right. Son of a bitch.
Right. Like, you did not just tell me to get good. Like, no, don't hit me with no witty quip.
You gotta respect that man's gangster though.
I do. That's why, like I said, I love it and I love it and hate it at the same time because the fact that he was so quick-witted, I know it's in the script, but he was so quick-witted to give you a one-liner that pertained to your death, and it was like, damn, that's the last thing you heard before you died. Like,
how about that time I don't know which one it was. He was counting off the ways they tried to kill him, and every time he named the way, he cut one of his fingers off.
Yeah.
He was like, they tried burning me, and they tried holy water. And then he rolls his hand up, and all his fingers were back. He was like, but I just keep coming back.
But it was the juice that comes out when he was cutting them.
It was very juicy.
And that one girl's mom who was fussing about her about being fat, I was trying. If you could have seen Boss's face.
Was that the one where was she the one where I know Freddy had fed some girl to death?
Yeah. Her mom, her mom was there. And I was like, oh, that's the girl's mom that he fed to death. And he cut her head off and her head was still talking. If y'all could have seen Boss's face, he did the slow turn and looked at me and he was like, stop saying how everybody died. And I was like, no. I was like, that lady is 200 years old.
But, I mean, to the contrary, though, damn, you a fan.
I am. Like, I love Nightmare on Elm Street. I've always loved Nightmare on Elm Street. From the very moment that Freddy's arms got long in that alleyway, I was hooked. I was like, oh yeah, definitely, because his arms are long. You can't run past them.
You about to get hit with a straight clothesline.
Like, it ain't nothing you can do. When Nancy was running up the stairs and then turned to marshmallows, I was a fan then. I said, oh, he fucking with your mind. I love it. I love it. How you gonna run up the stairs and there's marshmallows? What you gonna do?
Eat it.
Oh, you would say such. She was trying to get upstairs. She was scared. She was running. And then he had her friend face on. Come on, man. Come on. Freddie put fear in the hearts of many people who sleep.
Like I said, cause that was the thing. Because he got you in your sleep. And it was like, damn, ain't shit I can do about that. Like, you gotta go to sleep at some point.
And the boy who was in the wheelchair, remember when in his dreams he was the wizard?
He was the wizard master.
Oh, that was so messed up.
He was the wizard master.
Bless his heart. Remember the wheelchair that he got put in? Oh. That was sad.
and Kincaid was just had like super strength in there. Didn't he have on some like, suspenders and everything in there? Like,
yeah, he kind of looked like, what, Bookman? Is that his name?
Yeah, Bookman.
Oh, yeah, Bookman. Good
times.
He did. But I mean, Joey, he could talk.
Yeah. And wait, you had the one, I think this was in the 6th one, the guy had the hearing aid, and in the dream it turned into like a mutant hearing aid. He could hear everything.
Remember he dropped all them pins?
Yeah. Oh, no. Oh, yeah, he was trying to catch the pin. I think he caught it. But how Freddie got him was he pulled out a chalkboard, but he was teasing him before he started really scratching the board. I think he scratched it one time with one nail, then scratched it one more time, then he started scratching it with his glove, and he started speeding up. You ain't
gotta fuck with me. Face right now.
You ain't gotta fuck with me. Go ahead and just murder me. See, Jason and Mike, they just fucked you up and just called it a day. You ain't gotta fuck with me. Why you do?
But you know, in all those Nightmare on Elm Streets, of all the people that died, I think very few people died by actually being stabbed by his glove.
Yeah.
Only 2 people I know that died directly from the glove was in the first one, when old girl was being drug up around the room and everything, because you can see the claw mark slash across her chest.
Yeah, he was steady clawing her.
And then I know in the beginning of the 4th one, he stabbed Kincaid.
You know, I will say this. I know this is a deviation, but in all the horror movies I ever watched, there's only been one death I ever felt bad about somebody dying. And I don't know if y'all ever seen Hostel 2.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
When old girl was getting cut up by the woman who was bathing in her blood, I was like, damn, she didn't deserve that.
That's when she had strung up by her feet.
And she was just steady cutting her. Yeah, I was like, damn, that's the only death I ever felt like, damn, I feel bad about that one.
That may have been a reference to Elizabeth Bathory.
But other than that, sometimes when I watch these movies and see, like I said, other than Freddy Krueger, because once again, he got you when you were asleep. But some of these other movies where some people be dying, like, damn, you got fucked up.
You know, side note, I guess this would be more for Aranya. Elizabeth Bathory was actually a boss character in the second Castlevania game.
Really? I don't remember.
We didn't know what it was. We didn't know what it was. I think it was late when I found out. But see, I'm not sure I actually fought her. But, because, you know, that game was played just like Symphony of the Night, so it was very non-linear. But I think she's portrayed in the game as like just a floating mask. So in one of the mansions you go through, you fight her.
Oh, I do recall. that.
I think that
because
was supposed
I thought
to be
the mask was
Bathory.
Cool. Look, I thought the mask was cool. You know I'm lame. I was like, ooh, look. How, not balls. Scooter, are you killing stuff?
I got, so far, 2 T-Rex arms and 10 corrupted hearts so far.
Wait, oh, that's right. You got getting the stuff we need to actually call the Titan.
Yeah, I'm about to bring them back to the base right now for the time being.
What else do we need?
We need to get our armor right.
Corrupted hearts.
Well, I got I got 5 sets of flak armor made. So
the thing is, okay, I'm gonna come get some of that flak armor. So the thing is, with the corrupted hearts, you got to kill the bigger things to get the corrupted hearts. Cause I've been getting them from the Reaper Kings.
Okay.
Yeah, like the smaller corrupted animals. Like you got to kill like the Tyrannosauruses and the Reaper Kings and shit to get corrupted hearts. Cause I know the Reaper King, they got killed like 3 or 4, and they kind of dropped like one of them dropped like 3. So, and I was, yeah. So, but I'm trying to think what else about horror movies. You know what? You know what another thing is too? I always kind of like the horror movies, the premises of the horror movies where it'd be like a new family or somebody moves to a town or a house. Cause the thing is, I'm one of them people. If 3 of my neighbors be like, "Yo, you shouldn't have moved there," hey y'all, pack this shit up.
Right, I'm out.
Right.
Pack this shit up. Obviously, they live here. They know what's wrong. Pack this shit up. Let's go.
Let's go. Yep.
Let's go.
Make haste. Make haste.
Let's see. The first.
I will take the loss. I will take the loss.
Oh hell
Nobody
yeah.
told them anything, but they ended up moving into a house where freaking haunted, possessed, all that kind of stuff. In Sinister, he moved his family into, and he knew it. He moved his family to a house where the whole family was hung from a tree in the backyard.
Yep.
My thing is, the first time I see the dude that looked like he was throwing papers off the back of the creep show bus, I'm out. We're done here. No, thank you. And that was actually Tom Savini. Woohoo! Shout out to Tom Savini. Fuck that. He looked just like the dude. He looked like the dude that threw the papers from the back of the creep show bus. I'm not doing this. No, we're out. No. I don't want to see nothing weird.
I got a question based off of that. Lamest horror movie villain or creature?
Chucky. I keep trying to tell y'all that.
Besides Chucky.
Fuck that good dog.
Besides Chucky, Jesus Christ.
Oh, my bad. I'm sorry. Let's see. The lamest. I can't say Puppet Master because them things was demonic. Fuck that. Them things was like controlled by pure evil.
If I go first, I would say the goop blanket from Creepshow.
First of all, don't ever call it the goop blanket. It was
the oil slick?
Yeah, the oil slick.
I like that one.
I like the tail too,
amazing.
but like, look, I just don't go in the damn lake. Like
they weren't paying attention.
Like, just get
They were not paying attention.
They out on a floating dock, and this oil slick that's floating in the middle of the fucking lake is just chasing these people down at 0.2 miles per hour, and it's just
First of all, second of all, and third of all, it was only one person that the oil slick actually got going that slow, and it was his fault because he stopped on the bank. I beat you, bitch, get in the car. You playing. And I don't know what kind of battery they had. That bitch was still on. My car would have been dead. I'd be like, oh, man.
Where we putting the hearts and the arms?
Oh, I have a little chest over here. Like if you see me, right over here.
But with the exception of that,
okay, I see you.
that was their fault. Every death that occurred to the oil slick was their own fault. The weird girl was like dangling her hand. What you doing? Randy's little friend, when he was trying to touch her titties, you laying there, it's cracks here. The oil slick is seeping through. The other dude was talking shit.
Keep going.
The other dude that was talking shit, that his leg broke up.
Oh yeah. Talking about he was
that was their fault.
And I can make it. Yeah, what old buddy did was basically sexual molestation. And when she wakes up, she actually got oil slick on her face.
Randy!
We kind of talked about her earlier. What's her name? Samara.
Oh man, yes.
Because the thing is, like the whole premise of her killing you is you gotta have outdated technology in your house.
If we go on that route, the lamest would be the ghost from The Grudge. The fucking cat child and the ghost bitch upstairs that's doing the crab walk down. Because who the fuck goes check out a house or buys a house without looking the history of that shit up on Zillow or something first?
Because all the thing is too, because now it'd be different if they remade the ring and it was like a motherfucking YouTube link or a Instagram post.
Yeah.
But
that's the premise of the new one, though.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. I haven't watched it. I just saw the trailer.
Because like I said, if I don't have a VCR, I'm hucking that bitch out the window.
VCR. You can go sell it at half price books.
If I don't have, okay. If somebody gives me a VHS tape, it tells me, yo, hey, if you watch this gonna kill you. One, you must don't love me. Two, I don't have a VCR.
Like, who has a VCR?
Three, where the fuck did you get this from?
Right, like, did it come in the mail? Like, I'm confused.
Who do you know?
Did you break into an old Blockbuster and pick it up?
That's what I was about to say. I know Blockbuster didn't carry this. Maybe Hollywood Video, but not Blockbuster.
Man.
Or maybe the old
Hollywood Video card.
Or I was about to say, or maybe the old Kroger video store. Like,
I'm done.
Look here, did y'all see Drag Me to Hell?
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay,
I haven't
help me
seen
to
it,
remember.
but I know what it's about.
Help me to remember his reaction. Remember when old girl, when she went to that fortune teller dude, and like he was the real deal, and he was holding her hand, and he was staring off into space, cause she had paid him. And then when he saw that thing, didn't he like hurry up, refund her money, and send her on her way?
Yep. He absolutely did.
That man wanted no parts of that curse. Like,
that's right. Well, that's what she get for casting that lady to the ground. You shame me.
If I can't say Chucky, then I'll say Samira, because it's like her whole premise hangs on you watching that video.
But here's the funny thing, and I one day wanna watch this movie. You know, they recently did. I think they're 3 movies deep now, where they did The Grudge versus The Ring.
Really?
And the ghost fight.
Yeah, I tried to watch it, and when I woke up, I was like, "Oh, it's gone."
Wait.
I don't know how it works, but I just want to check it out and see how the hell this is supposed to happen. Like, because I think it's the girl from the Grudge's name is Kimiko or something. I don't know.
So.
But like, oh man. Like, how the hell you go combine these
so if we're doing like lame type of villain, like anything that has to be something, okay, like for instance, there's no way the type of person I am, I'm gonna pick up the Necronomicon, let alone read from it.
And read from it.
Oh no, here's the thing.
I seen that in Barnes and Noble.
Here's the thing. I might pick it up, but once I find out that it's made of human skin, oh no.
I'm not gonna pick it up. It got a face on the front.
Exactly. It has a face on it. That book is getting hooked.
Right. I'll be like, what's this?
This book is getting scooted with my foot. Like, move.
But I mean, in all fairness, I'm not gonna rub the box either. You know, the Hellraiser box. I'm not rubbing the box. For what? This ain't no Rubik's Cube. What's wrong with y'all? Right. This is not a Rubik's Cube. Put that shit down. What are you doing?
Just like how we mentioned earlier. They're like, hey, Scoop.
Further reaches of experience.
If you stand in your mirror and say Candyman X amount of times, he gonna show up and kill you. Bitch, how do you know this information?
Right.
And why do you want to test the theory?
Hey, why do you want to test the theory?
Right. It's like, this what we gonna try today. Excuse me?
Like,
not
we.
me.
Wait, when you get we?
Right, who is we? I'm
like,
confused.
you speak French now?
Right. We.
It'd be like, how about you go to your house, conduct that experiment, and if you make it, I'll talk to you tomorrow.
Right.
That goes for him and anybody else that you call in a damn mirror in the dark.
Bloody Mary, Candyman, any of them hoes. Like,
hell, we could even look. We can even throw Beetlejuice in this motherfucker for all I care.
Anybody I gotta call their name several times? It's not gonna work. Nah, I'm good.
And no, Beetlejuice ain't scary. You probably have a lot of fun with him.
Right.
The thing is that he gonna get you into something dangerous.
That's the reason why I fed him too.
It's gonna hurt somebody.
Because his sense of humor.
Namely you.
You'd be like, all right, fam, your brand of comedy ain't for me right now.
Right.
I would say, I'll say another one that it was kind of like a duh with Deep Blue Sea. It's like, y'all made the sharks smarter.
What did you expect?
What did you expect?
You turned a killing machine, and you get. Oh my gosh, really?
Like, you better off made it look like what did you think was going to happen?
That's the question that goes for lots of people. What did you think was going to happen when you did X, Y, Z? What did you think was going to happen? And then they sitting up there looking stupid.
Like, oh, well, it was like, wait a minute. Matter of fact, who funded this shit?
Right.
Like, who funded all of this? Because they need to be found.
The thing is, just like Hellraiser, what did you think was going to happen when you pressed the box? You thought somebody was going to jump out and give you some flowers and be like, we got you, don't worry, you're good.
3 wishes.
Oh my God, I hate Wishmaster and I hate Leprechaun. So I want to say that from the bottom of my heart.
He's another one that I will boot across the fucking room.
Exactly. And he has catchy. You think he's smart with his little phrases, and I just want to kick
the rhyming.
Oh my God! It's like, get the fuck out of here.
That's why I like him. The movies are horrible, but the rhyming and the turn of phrases just, oh, they crack me up.
Like, if you don't get your SoundCloud rapper ass legs away from me,
he would have a mixtape.
Oh,
and then they tried to remake it, and they had Hornswoggle playing a demonic little leprechaun.
They had Hornswoggle. Yes, they did.
Ronnie's like, who the fuck is Hornswoggle?
I just assumed it was a Harry Potter thing, and I ignored it.
Hornswoggle was a wrestler.
What happened was
WWE.
Hornswoggle is a midget wrestler, and he played a leprechaun in WWE. And what happened was WWE had bought the rights to the Leprechaun movie. And since they was like, well, hey, we have a guy who plays a leprechaun, so let's get him to play the leprechaun. And yeah.
I mean, the leprechauns, I didn't mean the leprechauns. The midgets didn't march about just, them being interchangeable like that, because I would have marched if I was a tiny person or little person or whatever.
Well, if they were marching, did anybody look down to see them march?
Mm-hmm.
We ain't going there.
I'm sorry, everybody.
That would be stricken from the record.
Right.
We gonna edit that out.
I'm just saying, like, I would be offended if it's like, oh, any little person is interchangeable in the. Come on, that's like they didn't do that with like Freddy. Like, oh, anybody's interchangeable. Who cares?
I mean, well, I guess they looked at it like how they had Kane for See No Evil, with Kane being a hulking wrestler. So it was like, well, hey, we got a hulking wrestler in Kane. Put Kane in See No Evil.
That's the thing, like, some of them wrestlers.
But boss, kudos to you. Kudos to you for knowing that Hornswoggle was a wrestler.
Oh, I was still watching during his time.
Oh, you was? Oh, okay.
Yeah. Like, I stopped, like, watching regularly short, like, 2 or so years before they made Undertaker lose at WrestleMania. Like,
oh, okay.
Yeah, so.
But that's what it was, is that WWE had the rights to the film franchise, and it was like, hey, we have a tiny person who can play the leprechaun. I'm telling you, I'm telling you, that's literally
what is
the
fucked up. If you ever watched any of his matches at WWE,
yes.
No, thank you. Y'all know I have a phobia, don't you?
Really?
Of the little people? Yes, I do. I have a phobia of little people. So I would not watch the thing, and that's probably partially the reason why I don't like Leprechaun. Even though I don't like his little clever sayings. I don't like it. So I just want to knock him over.
So you didn't like the movie Willow?
The little man.
What about Time Bandits?
I ain't never seen no Time Bandits.
Oh dang, really?
How about this?
I don't know if I've seen it.
Warwick Davis was 17 when he made that movie.
And he looked like he was 36.
Goodness. We got a development.
What
happened?
Flagstaff is no. Oh no. Well, he's back. Flagstaff just started swimming out into the middle of the lake. He was no longer swimming in a circle, but now he's back there being in a circle.
Oh well.
He's throwing that tail in a circle.
And I don't remember who made the movie. I read an article recently, and they wanted the focus to be, Willow Warwick Davis, but apparently the star power was taken by Val Kilmer.
Makes sense.
But they wanted the guy who made the movie wanted that focus and power to be with Warwick Davis.
Did you watch him try to get up on stuff in the movie?
Which movie?
Any of them. Have you ever seen a little person try to get up on stuff like a little horse or anything? It's like
we about to get banned.
So we gonna go there.
We are about to get banned,
We going there.
I just was saying. I was asking a question.
So zombie movies though. With zombie movies.
Yep. What is everybody's favorite zombie movie? We know Zerk don't like him at all.
Well, we know
Zerk
Pyro
don't like
is
him at
trained to
all.
Busan. Pyro is trained to Busan.
Do not beat me up. I still have not watched that yet.
Oh my goodness!
It's on my voodoo. Watch it.
Okay.
So,
at least before the American remake comes out in a year or two.
Yeah, and ruin everything.
Because I don't know how it's going to be Train to Seattle or something, because it takes place on the West Coast.
We're done here. Don't ever say Train to Seattle again.
Hey, you saying that, he might be telling the truth.
No, because that's what it is. Because we discussed it. Because they said it's going to take place on the West Coast. But it's Train to Seattle sounds like a Meg Ryan and Tom Hanks movie. So,
right.
It does. It really does. It does sound like a romantic comedy.
That was Sleepless in Seattle.
Hey, well, the sequel.
Right.
Yep. The sequel.
Train to Seattle. Reunion.
That's too stupid.
If I had to pick my favorite zombie movie, does I Am Legend count?
I would say yes.
Oh God, please! I Am Legend. Oh Lord.
Is that a zombie movie?
I would say it is.
But
that version of the story, I would say it's a zombie movie. The Charlton Heston one, I wouldn't say it is.
If I had to pick my favorite zombie movie, really just thinking about it off the top, it probably might be Shaun of the Dead.
I mean, Shaun of the Dead is great.
Right? That's immortal classic.
I'm not a fan of zombie movies. But
I'm not the biggest fan of them either, even though I've seen a fair share.
I would say mine would be, I guess, World War Z. I really enjoyed that one.
See, I still haven't seen that one yet.
That was a good movie.
Yep.
Even though I'm about to say, I told y'all I haven't seen the movie.
That was a long time ago. You should have caught up by now.
I don't catch up on movies.
Oh no.
My back catalog is stupid right now when it comes to movies. If it ain't a superhero movie of some sort, I ain't seen them. And hell, I still ain't caught up on all the superhero movies.
Are you caught up on all the Marvel movies?
Except for Ant-Man and Wasp.
Wow. Okay.
That's the only one I haven't seen yet.
Those are two of the better ones in whole MCU.
I said Ant-Man and Wasp. I'm talking about the second one.
Oh, just the second one. That is
still
one of the better ones in MCU.
Yeah, Ant-Man and Wasp is the only MCU movie I haven't seen yet. I've seen all the others except for Ant-Man and Wasp.
I haven't seen any of those Ant-Man movies.
Oh, they are so good.
But yeah, so if I had to say a zombie movie, it'll probably be Shaun of the Dead.
And Michael Douglas was in Ant-Man, wasn't he?
He's in both of them.
Yeah, he's finally in something he wasn't trying to screw somebody.
But I can't make a statement about the little people trying to get on this stuff.
No, you cannot. Because he's talking about an actor who's famously for screwing people over in movies and stuff.
Well,
you talking
about screw over means to mess
I know.
He's famous for screwing folks.
And
but
I'm talking about something completely
different. You talking about something completely different.
Who? Sharon Stone. Who else?
It's plenty.
It's plenty.
Boston Orion. What's y'all's favorite zombie movie?
I got a few,
since y'all more of the experts.
I can run off a list. Train to Busan, Shaun of the Dead, Night of the Living Dead, Dawn of the Dead, the remake and the original. Shoot. I'm trying to think of other zombie movies. Oh, 28 Days Later. 28
Oh, yeah, all that 28 Days Later.
Yeah, that was a good movie. I like the movie. Both. I think it's called Contagious. Remember I made you watch it, both?
Contagion?
No. It's about a
Contagion
girl.
Or Contagion? Oh.
Contagious. It's about a girl who contracts zombie something from a sexual encounter. And she slowly starts turning into a zombie. I think it's a foreign film.
Movie on Netflix that Iran, you got me to watch. #Alive.
Oh yeah.
Hashtag what?
#Alive. Korean zombie horror movie.
Huh.
Let's see.
What's that about?
It's about this dude who is basically like a streamer. He's just playing video games in his room, and then all of a sudden, like his teammates talk about like what's happening outside. He looks outside, people getting fucked up by zombies. So he barricades himself in his apartment where he lived with his family, but they are gone. Like they had left to go do some. They had went to the store or some kind of little trip, and basically said like, we didn't go out and get groceries. Need to stop and get you a few items. Have fun. We'll see you later. And so basically the world goes to shit. He barricades himself in there and he starts to go through his supplies. If he goes outside, there's zombies all over the apartment complex. And like it is great because
oh my bad, I kind of rethought about my zombie movie. I guess it'll probably be Zombie Land.
Okay, that's another good one.
Because I actually enjoy Rule 32. I actually live by that rule. I try to enjoy the little things. So that'll probably be one of the reasons why. Because I do try to enjoy the little things in life.
I wasn't really ready, but okay.
But I will say this though, when it comes to Zombieland, I would have been fucked up because I ain't got cardio. So
man, cardio.
I ain't got cardio like that.
It's like,
Cause see, that's the thing when it comes to zombie-related things. It's like, what kind of zombies we talking about? Because if we talking about them 28-week later type zombies,
I'm not gonna.
I ain't making it. And here's
the
we talking about them slow-moving.
I call the way I differentiate them is I call the ones that run virals, because usually in those movies there's usually a virus that does it. The ones that walk slow, they're usually just the dead come back for some reason. They don't ever explain it. so
their legs don't work good.
What were they in World War Z?
They were virals. I think they did. Yeah. But another good one that we all saw, and even Zerk saw, I think, was Overlord.
Yeah.
I still haven't seen that yet.
Oh, yeah,
I've seen that. Overlord.
That was a cool movie because it was just.
I actually heard it was pretty good.
It is
such a unexpected setting.
Is that World War II?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen that. That's also one I watched recently.
There's one on Hulu with Lupita Nyong'o. Little Monsters.
Oh my God, Little Monsters is so good.
It is so fucking good. Josh Gad's character. Oh my God. Is the realest dude I've ever seen in a horror movie. Like, we open the door, we got children. Oh my God, I don't give a shit.
That's right. Hey, he don't give no fuck.
He be quiet and get away. You'll bring them here.
Right? I mean, how do you not like what? Wait, who was it? Lumiere? No. No, who was he in Beauty and the Beast?
Oh, he was Le Fou.
Le Fou.
Gaston's little homie.
Yes, I mean, oh my God, I'm telling y'all have to watch that because it is funny and it's good and it is crazy.
Yeah, it's on Hulu.
It's on Hulu.
And it's Lupita Nyong'o. It is smartly done because it's basically the zombie apocalypse happens on this these kindergartners field trip. And so basically Lupita Nyong'o and the chaperone, who is the uncle of one of these kids, who wormed his way in there so he could try and hit on the teacher.
Yeah, because she's beautiful and everybody loves her.
And everybody loves her. Basically, they get caught at this ranch, basically place, and they're trying to keep the kids from noticing that there's these death and destruction going on all around them. So they're like,
zombies just everywhere.
they're basically saying like, this is a game of tag. Don't let them touch you.
Yeah, like it is so. It is.
And
very
they're like,
smart.
what is this red stuff? That's jam, but don't put it in your mouth.
Right. Lupita Nyong'o did a great job as always. Like,
oh, when she went off on that dude, it had
don't say
him
anything. Other people want to watch it.
I'm sorry,
Yeah.
but like, oh man, just watch it as soon as you can because it's great.
Okay, so my thing with zombie movies kind of ties into. Did y'all play the Walking Dead season 1 game?
Oh yes.
So my thing is with a zombie movie, I don't want what happened to me, what happened to Lee. Lee went through all of that to get to get scratched by a random ass zombie.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want that to be me. I did all this surviving, and this one random ass zombie gets me, and it's like, oh, son of a bitch.
Technically, isn't Demons a zombie movie, folks?
Demons?
When they get scratched by the mask?
That would be a zombie movie. Although it kind of
It's a
blurs the
fiction.
line because they could be like, you know how Cabin in the Wood breaks it down to like there's zombie cannibal hillbillies and then there's just
Redneck
like
torture family.
redneck country cannibals. So like they could be demon zombies because it is kind of like demonic possession. But
Kinda, but I don't know. If we're putting demons in a zombie category, that is one of that goes in my list.
But here's
Because I
another
like
one that we forgot about, Aranya. The girl with all the gifts.
Oh, true. That was a good ass movie. If y'all
Man.
haven't seen that, you need to
No, I
watch
have
it.
not.
Like yesterday.
Ooh, I
It's
own it.
Really
It's
good.
on my Voodoo. That
It
movie
is.
is
It's
superb.
really good.
Like,
That's the one where the girl is the virus and
she's
there's
a
group of
carrier.
kids
She's
that are-
basically
Yeah.
a zombie, but the children have it repressed, so they act
well,
pretty
not
much
really
normal.
repressed, because they will eat if they can get a hold of you.
Yes, they will
but
eat, but they
basically
do
they
have
were
control
born that
somewhat.
way.
Exactly.
They were in gestation when the mothers got bit. They ate their way out somehow.
Oh my God.
Yes.
It's kind of brutal. It's
Yeah,
kind of brutal.
it is.
But
But, like,
I've seen that movie too.
And like, and the kids, the kids have all their pretty much like cognizant abilities. They have all their sentience, unless they get like an uncontrollable hunger and bloodlust, and then they just go fucking ham. Like, but like, oh man, it is very good.
It is a really good film. That is a really, really good film.
What would y'all say is your favorite sci-fi movie?
Oh shit. What you talking about? Sci-fi
Mine-
horror, right?
No, just sci-fi.
Oh, that's
shit.
Oh, that's.
Mine,
I don't know if I
my
have
favorite.
one.
I actually can answer that one. My favorite sci-fi movie is Aliens.
Okay.
Okay.
The second one, you know, with Sulaco.
With the
Get away
Lord.
from her, you bitch.
There you
Okay.
go.
Bishop.
See, I watched a lot of cable TV as a child, so I took in a lot of great movies, you know, in the 80s.
Yeah.
You know, like Aliens, Weird Science. You know, one of my favorite action movies is Commando with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
Is The Golden Child considered a sci-fi movie?
No, that would be
I
more like
think-
fantasy.
Yeah, that's more fantasy.
Or Supernatural.
I'm mad now.
The disappointment.
Yeah, I don't want to do this one anymore.
Like when we say sci-fi, you would think of the things you see in Aliens or like Star Wars, stuff
Or
like that.
anything
Yeah, but
space
my
or
thing is,
scientific.
Aliens is not sci-fi to me. It's more of a creature feature horror. So that's why I was like, oh, that's why I was
Well,
checking.
it can be genre bending because you know there's also a term sci-fi horror.
Yeah, that's why I asked what the sci-fi horror uses sci-fi.
which is what the
But
alien,
you were
the
saying-
original Alien is. So
The problem is the only sci-fi movie I'm thinking of in my head right now, unfortunately, is Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Wow.
Like, I don't know why. That's the only one I'm thinking
goodness,
of right
man.
now.
That's a good one.
Let's see if I can give you some sci-fi movies like Predator.
Predator, The Martian,
Um,
Star Wars, any of the Star Trek films.
I'm thinking it might be Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy at the moment, unless I can really think of something.
Equilibrium, In Time.
Oh wait, Equilibrium counts as sci-fi?
Yep.
Oh,
I think that it probably would because of look at the elements and the setting of it. I mean, they're living
where
in
does Serenity fall?
That's sci-fi.
That's sci-fi.
Anything that has to do with that's a space opera is sci-fi. So.
Then I already know what mine is. You know, I don't watch a lot of sci-fi, but this is purple. I think. Sorry, I got distracted.
Sci-fi would also include any superhero movie. So,
yeah, that's sci-fi.
Yes.
Yeah,
that would be like sci-fi action.
Oh, Fifth Element? That's a good one.
Yeah,
that would be another genre been the sci-fi action. Yep, that was a good one.
And the Jurassic Park films, Total Recall.
Wait, Jurassic Park is considered sci-fi?
It is.
Oh shit. This is too big of a category.
It is a broad category.
Yeah.
Like I said, all the superhero movies are sci-fi.
I was actually, before we got on stream, I was looking at a little bit of the original because it's on Netflix. You know,
because Prometheus.
District 9, another good one.
Ooh, Prometheus wasn't bad. You know what? They shitted on Prometheus.
Terminator 2.
And I think the only reason why they shitted on Prometheus was because they didn't just flat out and say it was an Aliens prequel. But Prometheus wasn't that bad.
No, it wasn't that bad.
Because Ronnie, you saw Total Recall, huh?
Of course, Julie.
You know, you can't. Look here, you know, what can you say about a woman with 3 titties?
And they redid
remember that man's arm? Look, remember that man's arm?
Yeah. I got 5 kids to feed.
Ew, his arm was.
Damn. Okay, if we talking about sci-fi, I have to think now because that's
like if you would have said like anthology or franchise, it would come down to 2 for me. But
Aliens and what?
No, Aliens wouldn't even be the final 2. It would come down to the Planet of the Apes movies and Star Wars.
Oh, you do like those movies.
Well, you know, you're a Star Wars head. I figured that was gonna be
like.
I'm pretty sure y'all know my big secret when it comes to Star Wars, but
what's the big secret?
I never seen none of them except for one.
Yep. I haven't like sat and watched any one of them all the way through.
The only one I seen was episode 3 because Boss dragged me to it.
No, that was episode 3. You, me, Big Sam, and
that was it. Episode 3. Yeah, episode 3 is the only one I seen.
With the originals from, cause see, I don't even know how to count them episodes, but with the original ones that were made, like the original
the
first
70s
3
and 80s,
there you go.
4, 5, and 6.
4, 5, and 6.
I didn't see any of the. I don't believe I've seen any of the first one. I think I saw bits and pieces of Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi.
Okay.
I've seen the early ones that are
bits and pieces.
Or the ones you're referring to from the whenever that time frame was. I've seen those, but I'm.
But see, the thing is, I know all the major plot points.
I'm not a big like. There's some things that I like sci-fi, but you know, I'm more of a horror girl.
Yeah. So do you like sci-fi horror?
It depends on what it is. Like,
because that particular subgenre,
Van Helsing will probably be more
bad
horror action, maybe. Because you know, it had Van Helsing was a horror setting, horror elements, but it wasn't like scary, and he was there to kill stuff.
Like I think, like the first thing he kills in that whole movie is Quasimodo, the Hunchback.
No, it was Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
Yeah, that's right.
He was out to hide.
Yeah.
Hey, what does League of Extraordinary Gentlemen fall in at?
That would be sci-fi fantasy.
Because I really fuck with that movie
fantasy / adventure.
What is the Dark Crystal?
Fantasy.
That's a fantasy.
Okay, well then I like that as my fantasy choice.
Let's see, I'm gonna say like sci-fi. Like, damn, I didn't realize sci-fi had such a big umbrella.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and then it tends to bleed into other genres. How you get to sci-fi action, sci-fi.
I would have to really think about that one because I didn't think
like Event Horizon would be sci-fi horror.
You know what movie really fucked with me when I first watched it? Sunshine.
What?
Sunshine.
Sunshine.
Wait, what's it called? Sunshine? With Cillian Murphy?
Yep. I know.
Sunshine, yeah.
Yep.
What happened was the sun was dying, and a group of scientists had to go basically shoot a nuke into restart the sun because it was slowly dying. Of course, when the sun dies, the world's gonna frost over. Well, not to give the full movie away, if you ever decide to see it, it fucks with you because it starts off like, oh yeah, we're on a mission to restart the sun, and then of course, halfway through the movie, it turns into a horror movie. And I'm gonna tell you why it turns into a horror movie. They find the original ship that was supposed to go restart the sun, and I'm gonna just leave it. And I'm gonna just leave it at that. I'm gonna just leave it at that. If y'all ever decide to go see it,
Tina, right, that's mean. That's my favorite.
Right then, that would have been when they would have said I'd have called the Space Madness. Because I'd have been trying to turn the ship around.
Don't ever say the Space Madness. All I thought about was Ren and Stimpy. His eye was mad. That's all I thought about.
But yeah, Sunshine throws you off because literally it changes, kind of like what y'all was saying. It starts off as a sci fiction movie, like, oh yeah, we gotta go restart the sun. Then it's like, oh hey, we find the original ship of the people who were supposed to restart the sun. Let's go investigate. Horror movie. It's like, woo.
Why did you scream out horror movie like that though? You was like, horror movie.
Because you don't expect it going into. You don't expect that it turns into a horror movie. Like, it's one of those movies where it started off one way and it completely switched genres on you, and you're like, oh, wait, whoa, oh shit, like, he dead. So, like,
would Nightbreed be considered like a fantasy horror? Or a creature feature horror?
I could see that.
That one, because it's supposed to be horror, but I'm not so sure I can say creature, even though you have creatures in it, but they're not killing people,
Yeah.
They're just kind of trying to live their lives and existing. But it has a lot of fantasy element to it. And he dies and he comes back to life because of the bite from Pelican. Side note, Nightbreed was actually a comic book series as well.
Really? Mm-hmm. I love Nightbreed.
You know what movie I liked a lot too, though, that a lot of people don't talk about? 30 Days a Night.
Oh yeah, I love that. We love some vampires over young. Okay, so what's your favorite vampire film?
30 Days a Night.
I knew you were going to say that, sir. I fucking knew.
Fright
Night is one of my... That's like my... Because the thing about it is...
I'm assuming you're talking about the original.
The original, yes.
With Jerry Dandridge.
I mean,
you know what? It's been so long, I need to see it again.
It's just so well done. I mean, like, dang. I mean, yeah, you got a setting. Oh, yeah, he's his next door neighbor is a vampire. But it's so freaking well done. It's just a great movie.
Yeah, I need to see that. It's been forever since I've seen Fright Night, so I'll have to see it.
One of my older cousins introduced me to that when I was a kid because he had rented it. And I remember the scene when Charlie was first staring when he thought he was just getting some seeing some action. Oh, this dude got a woman. But my cousin, when he saw that he was a vampire, and around you know this part when he was slowly pulling the blind down, my cousin was like, check out his hand. He got a hand like a woman.
Because he had long nails.
Yeah, the fingers and nails was long.
And he had that ring on.
All right, so I got 30 Days a Night. Sir got Fright Night. Boss, Aranya, Pyro. What y'all got?
Best
favorite vampire
film.
Lost Boys is the only one I can think of.
That's a great one.
It's been forever since I've seen that, so I had to see that again to jog my memory.
I remember enjoying it a lot.
Cry, little sister.
Or like when the vampires eating the extra garlic. It tastes really good.
You talking about the head vampire?
Yeah.
He's like, no, I like garlic.
Yeah, it's really good.
Just a little much.
Yeah, see, you know what? I I would
never
say
invited
personally,
Uh-huh.
I would say personally, I like the way True Blood did vampires. True Blood just went weird, but I like the way they did the vampire whole thing. Is like, the older vampire you are, the stronger you were, the more power you had. Like I said, they just did some weird shit in that show. But I kind of like that concept of the vampires. Like, we've been around forever. Y'all motherfuckers just didn't know, but we've been around.
Hey, Eric. Hey, Eric.
And
Sorry, I'm sorry. I got worked up.
And the older you were, the more powerful you were, and it showed. Like, it was like, fam, that vampire like 700. You ain't about to touch him.
If I had to choose, I have a few. It would be like Bram Stoker's Dracula,
We already know.
or From Dusk Till
I figured
Dawn.
you was gonna.
Yeah.
They were
Or like-
vampires?
Yep. Or
Yes,
Let
you
the
don't remember
vampires.
Selma
Selma
Hayek?
Hayek.
Well, the way they looked, they was kind of vampire-ish.
And shout out to
Monster.
Tom Savini.
Sex Machine.
That's right, motherfuckers.
And
sorry.
Let the Right One In.
Yeah.
I always wanted to see that. I never got a chance to watch it.
Wait, hold on, hold that thought. So, boss,
Yeah.
let the right one in, or let me in? Which one?
Let the Right One In. The original.
The original.
That's the
Okay.
one. That's the one I always wanted to see. Let the right one in. I never got a
Okay.
chance to see it.
Now, interesting thing about that one, boss. All right, let me try to jog your memory. I may have told you this, but see if you caught it in the movie. And we're talking about the original Swedish movie.
Yep.
Now, after he let her in and she was bleeding, and after that passed, and she took a shower and was in the room changing, he did what any one young boy's gonna do: peek
Yep.
to see a naked girl.
Yep.
Okay, did you see what the camera was focused on when he looked, when he peeked into the room?
What was it focused on?
All right, when he peeked into the room and the camera went into the room to show what he was looking at,
Yeah.
and it showed her groin, and then she dropped over, the dress. Did you catch that?
Because we
It's been
paused
a while.
Okay, it's a reason.
I like
See,
that.
now,
We paused it.
Yes, sir, did pause it.
What's the reason for that? Because I think I don't know if that I don't remember us pausing that, and I don't know if I knew the significance of that when I first saw it, because I have the book, the novel.
Yeah.
The original movie with that scene alluded to something, alluded to something about the vampire, and of course the book just laid it out there. So, of course, in the original, her name is Ellie, and why
Tina said, of course y'all paused it.
no, what is so significant about it is that Ellie is actually a castrated boy.
Yeah, it's gross.
That's
And
why.
that's why I know we paused it, because I was like, wait, what the fuck am I looking at? No, go
because
back.
in that scene, the groin has a scar there, and that's because in the book, Ellie is actually is a boy. When he was turned, the vampire that turned him castrated him, and it was like hundreds of years ago or whatever. So he just kind of lives and identifies like a female. And I think in the book, I don't think the vampire did it. I think his lackey did it, and he just drank from the womb. Oh, I can't quite remember, but yeah.
You said, oh.
Yeah. I think the thing is, I think Ellie was like a very beautiful boy for a boy, but and the vampire, was one of those feudal lord type things or whatever, or was of course very wealthy, and he ended up being taken to the castle and just had that done to him. And I know Let Me In, it was all female. There wasn't any kind of insinuation like that.
Okay.
And that movie, even though it was horror, this is just the original one is just very dramatic, I guess, or drama.
Yeah,
It was just like a lonely child.
it was bad.
Let's see if I have. But yeah, that'll probably be my favorite vampire films. See what else horror-related things we have out there in the world.
And like that was a tricky thing because like you were talking about I Am Legend and if they were zombies, because you know that's a remake. That movie has been remade like 4 or 5 times, but you know they changed the creatures each time they remake it. Like in I Am Legend, they would be considered zombies. In the Charlton Heston movie, they would be like they were more like plague humans, like and they were talking and plotting. In the original Vincent Price movie, or I don't even think that was the original, they were vampires, and so they change often. But like, man, there's a lot of good vampire movies.
So this is for my horror connoisseurs. Do y'all have a favorite death of somebody's?
Like, what y'all think about that? So, how my mind works, like I Am Legend, and he's going through all those experiments Will Smith is and everything. And he gets towards the end and he realizes it's in my blood. I'm like, oh my god, you never thought of that?
Exactly. Like, fam.
I'm like, come on. How can a scientist of supposedly your rep won't think your blood is what's keeping you from getting it? This is, and I lost the whole movie at that point because I had under the impression he'd already checked all that. But no, at the very end, he just takes a lot of his blood and hands it off, and I'm like, I'm done.
Well, see, that's the thing.
Movie, and that movie was ruined for me from that point ever on.
Well, see, I'm always one of those people, too. They should have never showed me the alternate ending. When I saw the alternate ending, it was like, why y'all didn't keep going?
Right. How did y'all come to the other one? Like,
that
who
voted? Made more sense.
I need to know who voted on this bitch.
Because if the man is immune and his blood can stop it, keep him alive.
Well, but he's not the only one. Most of the survivors are also immune.
I mean, but they were kind of insinuating the fact that since he was the scientist who developed the cure, that he good, and it was like, keep him alive. You need him.
Dude, how many hearts do you have on you now?
I'm about to fight this one T-Rex now. I think it will make. I have 2 right now, but I have like 6 arms. I think 6
we got
T-Rex arms. Okay, we got enough arms. Okay.
We got enough arms. We just need hearts.
Yeah, we need hearts.
The problem is, I'm not finding enough big predators. Like I'm not.
That are corrupted.
I'm only finding. Yeah, that are corrupted. I'm only finding the smaller.
Also, don't forget the long necks, so we get those spines.
I haven't seen a long neck yet.
That makes me sad, by the way.
We have to go. Those don't have to be corrupted, so I think all the long necks were in the green. I'll go get the long neck stuff in the green area.
I have 4 hearts on me right now.
Wait, where are you, Pyro?
I am over by the green. Hold on.
Oh, I don't know where that is, so never mind.
So, do y'all have a favorite death or deaths, plural? Like, damn, that person got fucked up.
Cause his thing, deaths in horror movies, like sometimes people just get fucked up in the worst ways, but that don't necessarily make them great. Cause like, what's that franchise that me and you and Rania love so much? The Collector.
Dude, he was fucking them people up.
Did you see the second movie, The Collection, when he had them people locked in that club?
Oh my god.
Oh my goodness, man.
Oh my god.
Like, just.
I think one of my favorite deaths is from Night of the Demon.
What happened with that?
And I'm trying to see if either one of them knows which death I'm talking about. Stop looking at me. It's like,
I don't remember how he died. I remember that scene.
She dug his eyes out while she was riding him.
Oh.
Yeah.
Aw, that's a bad way to go.
I was like, oh.
Here's the thing,
wait a minute.
Rania, I was going to hedge a bet that you would have said something from Demon Knight. Like,
oh, I love Billy Zane.
Well, now, wait a minute. You think
Demon Knight was the shit.
Scooter, that you tripped out at that. Okay, now let me tell you, a tripped out way that somebody was possessed by a demon. This was in, I think this was like a Night of the Demons reboot or remake. Me and Ronnie, we watched it. I'm not sure if you were with us, boss.
Okay.
But Edward Furlong from Terminator 2 was in this one. I think it took place in New Orleans, and I guess the demon was already loose, possessing people, and so this dude was having sex with a chick, and the dude he was already possessed by a demon.
Yeah.
But I don't think she knew yet. So he was taking her from behind, and apparently he decided to go anal. She was like, "Wait a minute, baby, you gonna do that?" And he just kept on doing it, and that's how she ended up getting possessed by a demon from anal sex.
That sucks.
Yep. Back.
That suck.
That happened.
But I'm trying to think. I don't know. Like I said, I mean, as much as I talk about it, but I always thought Freddy Krueger had some cool deaths. But like I said, you ain't gotta talk shit to me when you kill me though.
In all the horror movies, yeah.
But you ain't gotta talk shit to me though when you do it. Just go ahead and just kill me. I mean, of course, the sleeping bag death too. I mean, you in the comforts of a sleeping bag, and the next thing you know, but murdered. Like you just murdered.
Or even.
So when I'm thinking about it, remember where Van Helsing called Lucy a bitch of the devil?
Yep. She's a bitch of the devil. That will have you in tears.
Called her the devil's concubine.
She's a devil's concubine. It's like, hey.
What's up with all the name calling, my guy?
Right, it's like, damn.
Well, that's because that's from Bram Stoker's Dracula, and he was just highly excited when he realized it was Dracula they were facing.
I guess Lucy's death was pretty like, damn. Like, wow.
Yeah.
I like
you
the
mean
death
like
that
her death when she was turned, or the death when they finally put her to rest?
No, the death when she was turned, not when she dropped the baby. I don't know why that part always sticks with me, but she dropped that baby like pop. She's like, oh man, y'all coming over here fucking with me. Shit. But just the whole, I guess it was the passion behind the death when she was turned. It was just so like cinematic. It was like, yeah, I like that. I like that shit,
I condemn you to living death.
If I had to think of like some of the greatest horror movie deaths, I would say there's David from The Omen.
Oh,
when he was decapitated by the glass.
Fuck yeah. Like, man, hold up.
Christopher Lee's death as Dracula in the Dracula Hammer film. John Hurt in Alien.
Wait, which one is John Hurt?
The original chest popper.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, the crazy part about that scene, though, they ain't even tell the cast.
No.
Yeah, I was just thinking that.
They did not know. They did not know.
Like,
another good one from a shitty horror movie is Paris Hilton's death in House of Wax.
I mean, I like Bishop's being torn apart.
Oh, but he didn't die though.
Yeah.
I mean, he's
it was cool.
It was very cool. Like,
he's I still want that NECA figure with Bishop sitting there moist. I need that. Like,
is there a pop figure of that? Because if there is, I would like half of pop figure. Like,
don't ever say a half a pop figure. I'm gone.
Hey, have any of y'all seen that movie Waxwork 2: Lost in Time?
No.
I feel like I have, but I don't remember.
Oh, well, it's a fun. I like that movie. It's a fun movie. It's, of course, a sequel to Waxwork, but it's just a fun friggin' movie. The dude from Gremlins is in it.
Charlie?
Billy.
Damn,
from
what the fuck was I saying? Yeah, I meant Billy. Look, y'all know I'm on medicine. I saw him in my head, and I don't know what the fuck I said. It happened. Bye, Billy. Jerry Danger's death was pretty cool.
Yes.
Ew. When he was a bat, his bat form was quite moist. I was like, ew.
And wait a minute, didn't Chris Sarandon come up with the idea to make his vampire like a fruit bat?
Yeah. And the reason he leading them apples. Well, that black man that he killed in the club died pretty sad.
Oh, which one? Because it was two black dudes. They were bouncers, and he jacked both of them up.
Not the one that he grabbed by the throat, but the one he tore a hole in his neck.
Oh yeah. But was tripped out was the wait a minute. The way how he turned on him real quick when he told the dude to make it move, and his claws popped up, and the black dude looked at his face, and his homeboy's eyes was red. He was going, eh.
Man, let me tell y'all something. A young Irania, Chris Sarandon, or however you say that last name,
Sarandon.
With that sweater on, I was like, okay, come on with the sweater at the club. Come on. I was like, okay, come through with the sweater.
Yeah, one of my little cousins had a celebrity crush on him when she saw that movie.
Now, we haven't mentioned these movies yet, but one movie franchise that always kind of bothered me a little bit was the Final Destination franchise.
Okay.
And the reason why is because their original deaths wouldn't have been so bad.
Yeah.
Compared to what they got. Look, I'm like, look, you can tell me I'm either gonna get decapitated by loose metal from a train track, or I can die instantly from a plane explosion where I won't suffer. I'll take the plane explosion, thank you.
I'll take the plane explosion.
One of the deaths I enjoyed, and y'all probably gonna be like, Irania's mean, but whatever. The little boy, I think it was a little boy with the pigeons and the glass.
Oh yeah.
That shit. Man. He ran out there like, I'm a kick and disturb these pigeons. And that glass plane just squished his ass.
Yes, and I was like, yes, make it happen. I was so happy.
Every time I think of that franchise, I was like, you know what? Y'all original deaths wouldn't have been so bad.
Right? You know, my problem is why is it allowed to take other people's lives who wouldn't have been taken if those idiots just was on the thing? So I'm like, wait a minute. How is this even right to be all these people dying because these idiots didn't get on their plane? Oh, wait.
Right, I need a do-over. That's not fair.
Hold on,
Who's making these choices?
Why am I dead now? I had no problem just driving down the road if these fools would have done what they're supposed to do. Last to be alive, what the hell?
Right.
Exactly.
Oh man, and let's talk about some of the hazards that are in everyday life that this franchise just highlights.
That you go like,
Final Destination, what was it, 3? When old buddy got fucked up by that car engine.
Oh my goodness! Look,
no, ways to die.
What is it? Is it the fourth one when that dude got his guts pulled out by the swimming pool drain?
Yep, it was the fourth one. Yep.
Like, wait a minute, like, y'all, why does the drain need to be that strong?
Like, that's a strong ass drain. It's like, hold on.
I'm sorry, but it wouldn't be that strong. It couldn't be that strong. Shit, you talk about the motor they'd have to pull that much PSI.
I would never even get in the pool. If I knew the drains was like that, I'm not getting in no fucking pool. Fuck that.
Ever.
Right.
I don't care how much I like the water. Ever.
No.
Oh, man.
And then old girl getting fucked. Then old girl got her eye all fucked up. Then for her to end up dying by falling out the window. And it was like, damn, you didn't even die like normal. Your death happened in stages. Like, you died.
Is that the girl that slipped on the... Wait, was that a boy that slipped on some spaghetti?
Okay, so remember it was the chick who went to go get LASIK.
Oh,
and the laser got too hot and started burning her eye. Then I think she slipped on an eye. went out the window, didn't crash, and it was like, damn. Like, she died in movies. Now, I would say the teacher in the first one, she didn't deserve all of that. She didn't deserve to get fucked up that bad.
I mean, technically speaking, none of them really deserve to get fucked up
True.
so bad, other than the boy with the
well, you know, maybe the premise is that Death is pissed off that everybody done jacked up his design, so that's why they died such horrible deaths.
I mean, that's basically what Candyman kept telling them. Candyman kept telling them, y'all stop fucking it up. If you gonna die, just die.
Right. But no, you gotta slip on spaghetti in order to understand that it's your time. I don't want to slip and fall on no fucking spaghetti.
You know who had a jacked up death? This is the way he was supposed to die. That
remember, he slipped on spaghetti and then got the ladder in his house.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was in the second one.
The second one, yeah.
Yeah, well, also in the second one, that particular guy, the way he was supposed to die originally, he was supposed to be burning up in that car.
Yeah.
He was still alive, but I mean, well, he was burning alive. But what took him out was the big rig just came and just ran him over, took him out. Because I remember he was in that car, you know, because it got all jacked up, but he's still alive in the car. He's in there barbecuing in the car, and then the big rig just come out of nowhere and just destroy him.
Destroyed him.
Rory, wasn't his name Rory?
I don't remember. Hey, but you know what was fucked up though? Now remember how old buddy didn't come back for the second one? Devin saw her.
Yep.
And then they're like it was fucked up because like when you read the newspaper, it was like he died by a falling brick. It was like damn.
That's man. That's so unfair.
I guess death was tired that day.
Right. It's like look, fuck you.
He ran. Exactly. Sick of this crap.
I remember my brother and my dad, we saw it in the theaters. And when that bus hit old girl, my dad immediately, oh shit!
Because that shit came out of nowhere. She was like, you can all drop dead. Turns to her right, smack.
She was juice.
Oh,
wait, I got a death. On that, what you just said, Scooter, I got a death that's juice for you. And it's not in the horror movie, it's in a science fiction movie. It's in the first RoboCop, where they had the standoff at that old warehouse mill or whatever. Yeah. And one of them guys is trying to hit RoboCop with that truck, and Robo jumps out of the way, and the truck crashes into that toxic waste vat. And the guy gets up, he's all skin hanging off or whatever, but he ain't dead. He's all mutant skin hanging and everything, and he's walking out there, and somebody he gets hit by that truck, and the truck just disintegrates him, and it's all splatter and juice all over the windshield.
Nah, in that situation, it'd be like, damn, it really sucks being a bad guy at this point.
Which Resident Evil did the man turn to chunks? Remember those lasers?
The first one?
Oh, the first one?
Yeah, that was fucked up. I was like,
what was so fucked up about his death? The confidence. He was like, I figured this shit out.
Oh, man.
No.
The next thing you know, that shit turned into that diamond pattern, and it was like, oh, no.
And he had that look like, oh, fuck.
Because, I mean, ain't nothing you can do at that point.
And like his thing,
like
his whole crew, except like 2 people went in there and got fucked. Like, like, oh, man.
That girl.
Damn. You almost made it, homie.
And they got it turned off right as it went through him. That shit. Oh,
I would have haunted them motherfuckers forever. Fuck y'all. Y'all suck. You suck. All of you suck.
You better hope I don't come back as zombie chunks.
I'm rolling all over you as zombie chunks. Just, fuck you. I would have been so mad. Like, no. And pretty much any death from the Cube, the first one.
Oh.
The Cube. Have I seen that?
I saw that when they were using their boot to check for traps.
And they were using the button. Oh,
You've
man.
probably seen it like one random weekend when it was on Sci-Fi Channel or AMC or something.
I actually own it.
Like, you probably just didn't watch it the whole way through, Scooter.
Oh, okay.
I think I owned it and the Cube
Zero. Mm-hmm. Two
I
of
think
three.
I own both of those.
I'm assuming Cube Zero is a prequel?
Yep.
The Hypercube.
Yes, the rod falling off the truck. Yeah. All of that.
I don't want to wake up in the cube either. Like, let me tell y'all something. I don't want to wake up nowhere that I didn't go to sleep. You understand?
I know.
I don't give a fuck if I wake up in the next room. I don't want to wake up there.
Here's a jacked up way to wake up. You wake up in the middle of the air and you're falling through the sky.
Oh,
you're not in the plane. You're just falling in the sky.
And
wake
turds
up
are just
in the sky.
My turds are hitting
That's
me.
how Adrian Brody woke up in Predators.
Man.
Look here. The initial joke of it's gonna cause me to have a heart attack and die right there and now.
Exactly.
like I don't know who besides me and Scooter here have seen or even read A Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, but that same shit happens in that story. Remember when they finally get to the planet, Scooter, and they go back and they do this little tidbit about this flower pot and the whale that gets spawned into existence, and the whale is sitting there like just comes to terms with its existence, and it's like, oh, hey, what is this? What is this going on here? What are these things? I'm gonna call these fins, flippers. Yeah, that sounds about right. And it's like, what is this whooshing? What is this? It's like whoosh. It's got like a sound. It's wind. I'm gonna call it wind. Yes. And it's like, what is this? This is nice. And it's talking to the pot. And it's like, oh, hello there. Are you a friend? Like, can we be friends?
And the pot just screaming.
The pot is screaming. And the whale. Then all of a sudden, like, what is that? What is that coming up here? What is that down there? Oh, hello? Are you want to be my splink? And it was talking to the ground that it was plummeting to. Like, and it just exploded when it hit the ground. Like, oh my goodness. But the pot the whole time was screaming and talking about, like, not this again. Like,
but yeah, man, I'm telling you, if I was Adrian Brody, because it would have been no way I would have realized I had a parachute, none of that. I would die.
Right? I'd have been like, oh, I'm dead.
Just like Aronya just said, all my bowels would have been empty.
Yep.
It'd have been like Castle Crashers. You'd have just seen a trail of filthy bros.
That's right.
Raining from the sky. Like,
oh well.
There is no way. that I'm about to survive that situation.
My nerves too bad. I can't be stressed out. How my bowels are set up. Nope.
Not like that. Not like that. It would have been game over. You're like, well, I lived my life.
Right, it's over. It'll be like that. Illustrated Man, my favorite book. It's like, well, when you realize you're finna die, and you're like, well, I'm about to be a shooting star. Oh well, accept it. And now I'm a shooting star. It's a great book. Ray Bradbury.
oh, one of the fathers of science fiction.
Yeah, that book of short stories is so good. And like, I think other than the shooting star one, my favorite story in that book is on Jupiter. We colonized Jupiter or whatever, and they made these domes, and they're called like sunshine domes or whatever. And they crashed. This group of people crashed on accident just short of the dome. They had like a malfunction or whatever. So because of the constant rain, grass grows really, really quick and then dies because of the constant rain. So they're walking towards the first sun dome, and when they get there, there's these creatures that live on Jupiter, and they'll break into the dome and bust out all the lights because they don't like the light. And so when they go into the dome, they realize that the creatures have been there and they destroyed this dome. So they go and there's plants growing all inside the dome, and it just recently happened. But like, again, the plants grow so fast because of the climate and stuff like that. So they're walking, and some of the people start to give up. Some of the people get killed. One of the people, the way he committed suicide, I swear I'll never forget this. He sat Indian style on the ground and opened his nose and mouth and just put his head back and let the rain just fill him.
Oh my God.
Yes. And I was like, whoa. And there was like one person left, and she kept going towards the dome, and it actually was a legit dome. It hadn't been broken into. Everything was fine, but everybody else had kind of given up because they thought that, you know, all the domes had been fucked up and they didn't want to walk that far. I fucking love The Illustrated Man. That's like my favorite book of all time.
Yeah, and just tilt your head back and just accept it like that.
Yeah, he was like, fuck it. Fuck it.
But the thing is, the way my mind and body works, at some point I would have been like, wait, no. Unless it would have just came down that rapidly to where, as soon as you would have opened your mouth, and it would have, but the moment my mind would have like, I don't think I'm going to go out this way.
Nah. I would have probably kept walking. I'm lazy, but I probably would have kept walking. I mean, I understand, but I would have probably kept walking, and just to see. Now, if I would have got to the next one and it was like fucked up, I'd have been like, shit, what are we gonna do? Because at that point, the rain had beat their clothes off and everything, because it's that potent. Like, the rain is crazy. And I'm like, I get it, boy. I would have still kept walking. I would have tried to make it to the next dome. I mean, what do you have to lose? Like,
yeah, exactly at that point.
But he was like, fuck it, I'm sitting Indian style and letting the rain fill me. And I'm like, oh shit. Like, he was serious. That takes dedication.
Right?
Exactly. Like you have to willingly accept that this is it for me.
Yeah.
Because the moment that water would have started filling my mouth up, I would have been like,
right? It's like, wait a minute, whoa. I didn't think it was gonna happen like that quick. Hold on. Let me rethink this shit.
Like, you gotta swallow actively, and like when that water, you realize it tastes like old nickels. It's like, oh no, can't do this. I'm gonna get up. Wait.
Exactly, because I mean, not being too scientific, but if we talk about a gas giant, that ain't regular rainwater. You know what I'm saying? So that don't taste delicious. I mean, not that regular rainwater is delicious, but I'm just saying, it's probably
got my for the water.
Right. It's like, oh no. No, thank you. I don't want that in my nose and my mouth. It's probably burning.
Especially that's the way I'm going at.
Right? Nah, I'm not sitting Indian style. I'd rather
just like one of Bosses and I's favorite movies we like to make fun of with The Happening.
Oh man.
Like, some of the way that them people would just decide to go ahead and kill themselves, it would have been like, no.
I mean, the people that got run over with the lawnmower.
I know, like
you just turned it, tied the steering wheel into a circle, and then just laid down in its path.
It was like, here we go. And now I'm a street.
Nah.
The fuck
but
you mean?
You, that was another movie that was
for a few
unintentional.
seconds, that would have been excruciating.
Exactly.
It would have killed you instantly.
Exactly.
Yeah. I'm straight.
Because there too, just like how Boston and I like to talk about how unintentionally funny, when Mark Wahlberg was talking to that damn fake ass plant.
Oh my goodness! Oh, what he was pleading and begging with it. Look.
Oh my God.
Oh, that is the worst acting that dude has ever done, and he is not a good actor. Oh.
Oh, there got a chuckle.
Oh man.
Okay. So since we're talking about sci-fi movies, you know what sci-fi movie pissed me off? And it just kind of reminded me of it talking about The Happening. War of the Worlds.
Oh.
And the reason why it pissed me off, it's the reason why.
The children?
I understand, you goddamn right.
Look, it is why.
And we don't have the best relationship. Did you see what the fuck is going on outside?
That's the thing. I recently restarted to watch that movie because I hadn't seen it in like a decade and a half. And like,
I recently just seen it, I think like last year. It was the first time seeing it.
Because here's my problem with each of the kids, and I can go into detail on both of them. because I stopped. I like when they got to the house again before they left, and like I was like, the boy, number one, you gonna listen and do what the fuck I tell you. You talk about go and fight? How? You just heard the militaries of the world got their ass whooped by these things in a day.
You ain't no more. Go ahead,
in a day. You want to go die just for the sake of fighting? No. Ain't happening.
Get your dumb ass in this damn bunker and shut up.
And you, little girl, just screaming all the damn time, needing this, that, and shit, talk about where's mom. Mom is dead as far as I know. So, shut the fuck up and listen.
You can be mean to her, but you're not mean to the little Babadook bitch, boy. Seriously? Seriously?
No. You ain't hear me just say he ain't my son no more? I meant that.
No. Have you seen the Babadook, Scooter?
No.
Okay.
That's it.
That little motherfucking
There's a reason
boy.
why I haven't seen it. I heard too much negative than I heard positive.
Here's the thing. I like the movie. Irania hates the movie because of the little boy.
I don't hate the movie.
Or she hates the boy.
I hate the boy. I wanted him to die. Okay? I don't discriminate.
But here's the thing. The Babadook is
movie.
terrifying. But go
What
ahead.
about sci-fi movie, Power?
The worst sci-fi movie I think I've ever seen is Battlefield Earth.
I am lucky enough to not have seen that.
You know what? I haven't seen it, but I know so much about it.
Yeah, I've heard the tales.
It's something to behold. It's something to behold. I mean, you talking about grade A acting. Oh, there ain't a single one in there.
That movie was supposed to secretly try to convert you to Scientology or some shit?
It was written by the same guy.
That's what it was. It was written by him. Okay.
And John Travolta acting in it because he's a huge Scientologist.
And what's the not Lawrence Fishburne?
Forrest Whitaker.
Forrest Whitaker. I was about to say something about the eye, but thank you.
Oh, man.
Oh, come on, my God.
If I can't say how the little people get on the horse, I will not allow it.
You were really stuck on that.
Because it used to disturb me as a child. I was just like, somebody help them. Like, that's the way I looked at it. Like, nobody wanted to help.
Somebody pick them up by their pits and put them up there. Like, damn it.
Pick them up by the pit.
But he can say that. But I can't say about him getting up on the horse.
Red Fox told a joke about he didn't like.
Wait. Before you finish it, is it going to get it kicked off of Twitch? Because we all talk about Red Fox.
Red Fox.
You just said he didn't like to fight him, or something like that. Oh, what did he say? No. He said he didn't like him, and he mentioned something about fighting him and said all you can do is hit him on top of the head.
That's kind of like Willie D and Bushwick Bill's story. Okay.
Oh no! Don't tell that. No. No.
Oh
I can't
my
talk
God.
about what I want to talk about. You can't talk about that.
Wait a minute. This kind of falls in line with your subject matter, Araki. Because Willie D makes his story so funny because he just to the point down the middle. He just said they first met. Oh, and wait a minute. He was telling the story like the way Charlie Murphy would tell a story. They were, I think this is before the Ghetto Boys formed. And all I can remember from the story is that Willie D was in a club of some, and he was talking to somebody. And Bushwick worked in the club, and he was like a bus boy or something like that. So Willie D talking to somebody, and Bushwick bumps into him. So Willie D goes to address Bushwick about bumping into him, and Willie D was imitating Bushwick. Bushwick looked up at him and say, "Get the fuck out of the way." And that pissed off Willie D. And Willie D, he said, and as he's telling Vlad the story, Willie D said, so I kicked the field goal. So just kind of picture that in your mind. You just see a person flying across the, across the club. Has he been kicked? I hope you don't get banned.
You got 47 corrupted hearts now.
I have 19 in my inventory right now.
Nice. I couldn't find hardly any.
I flew